Let's kick it old school! Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
It is Old School Essentials, The Further Adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 70. Time for the recap. We have no bard. However, we have three other players who were there and can give their own version of what happened.
My notes are pretty sparing, but I remember we went down the path and we ran into somebody who said there were some women down the path that were selling baked goods.
Oh, I didn't know where this was going. Okay.
Most of the party was convinced they were hags.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone thought they were hags. Basil was all about getting some baked goods, some meat pies. I think Felix convinced him.
Yeah.
He floated the idea. We are bringing the goat along as extra food, potentially. We ran into the lovely women who were selling baked goods, and we bought them out, and they retreated into the woods and followed for a little bit to see if they were just apparitions, to make sure there were actually people. And there was a trail. There was some signs that they would actually pass through this way, or passed away, so they weren't at least ghostly apparitions, which could expect nothing less than the dolmen would. Orion used his charge of locate object that we got from, I think, St. Augustine? We stayed the night at an abbey, and there was
also a brewery, right?
Yeah, a brewery and abbey, and we stayed there the previous session, and we prayed, we gave a prayer to the patron saint.
Yeah, Saint Key.
Key. Yeah, we each got a locate object use of all the people that prayed. So
right.
Orion used his to find, I think, treasure, some magic treasure.
Yes.
I don't remember the exact.
As an homage to Clintock.
Yeah, and so that sent us on this wild goose chase where we went into a tree, or they pointed us to a door in a tree, and there were some kids around there, and one of them said something like new teeth, and that's when it went downhill. We quickly put two and two together. These kids were under the control of a Gloam, like those other kids who wanted teeth and were collecting them. We tried to detain them, and then I think the birds, a swarm of birds, a flock of birds, shot out of the door in the tree, and then they went back in the tree, and we decided to follow, and we took the kids. It was a steep drop, so we had to set up a rope, and I think Zophan went up and down that rope a couple times because we were going to go back out, and then decided, no, we're going to keep going.
Without falling or dying, I might add.
Yeah.
The bard is alive.
Unlike your other character, it was yours, right? That sort of took a header off a rope one time and just went splat.
Yeah.
Yep. The first character. He had 1 HP.
The party split. You went to the group left. Craig Wart. That's correct. You encountered people selling baked goods. You were very suspicious of them, and you came to the Wayside Monastery, and the friar purposely showed up late to miss the evening service because he didn't really care to listen to it. And that's when the abbot shows up and he starts drinking. He gets lit. And then Karn decides he needs to talk to him.
That's right. And the abbot was just very, very excited about the free rounds that were being provided.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, you're saying, you got the prayer. You were given the gift to locate object for 24 hours, and then it vanishes. Since none of you are clerics, you don't get the spell. You don't get to learn the spell and use it. And I couldn't seem to roll a random encounter, but that took care of that, because then a couple miles off the trail, that's when you got into some trees. You realized they were dead. Same thing. Yeah, you ran into some kids who were excited because there's new teeth. You started grabbing the teeth. One of the kids tried to hit Zophan, I believe, with a rock, but missed because he was blinded by the pants that Zophan has.
Yeah, that little razzle dazzle.
Yep. You started grabbing the kids and tying them up. There was a long discussion about how to tell, what we're going to do. And you tied them all together. Zophan knocked that one unconscious. Felix charged into the darkness and luckily stopped before he went down the 60-foot drop. Then you went down the rope, which was very sketchy. You set up a new rope. Down there was a beautiful desk of mahogany or something, eventually ended up destroying to cover the glue trap. But you found in the desk, you found like an ink and some parchment and a bunch of glue, cases of glue. There was a treasure chest that basically fell apart. You collected the coins from that. Also, there's the new quest. The side quest is to collect as much silver as possible. So when you return to your world, you will be rich beyond compare. You found a sword. It's a weird it's very unwieldy. It takes two hands and it glows and it seems to be hot. So it's some sort of magical sword. You decided that, hey, we got the kids and we came for the item we wanted. Let's all leave while we have the chance. And of course, Karn was the last one to leave. And then that's when the Gloom showed up and said, I'll be waiting for you, or I'm coming for you. And Karn said, "Oh, no, you're not." He chased him, and that's you went down the tunnel. There was a big glue trap you spotted. You destroyed the desk and covered it, and managed to get across the glue trap. Felix used locate object to find the secret door at the dead end. You started heading through there, and then somebody said, "Hey, I hope he doesn't cut that rope." And then somebody else said, "Well, those kids, he could just fly up and release those kids." So that's, I think, Zophan was running back up the rope to check on the kids.
Yep, that was where we ended.
Did you
Yes.
cover Karn taking the abbot out in the morning with his hangover?
Oh, that's right.
And
Yes, to
exercising him until he puked?
Yep. Yes, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, he did throw up on himself. I believe it was projectile, and you moved out of the way. It was save versus breath, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, so you are down in these tunnels, and we'll start everything off with an initiative roll because everything is reset now. Yeah, everything's reset because we were out of initiative. So anybody can roll if they want.
I'll roll 4.
Oh, yeah, a 1. Good grief. 4, that's Felix. All right, that is, I've just described the situation. That is what is happening. You guys are up first. So Zophan, you're gonna
Zophan's gonna climb up. How tall is the drop?
60 feet.
Okay.
Give me a dex check. You do get a bonus. And the only reason I'm making you do a dex check is because you're doing it
Fast. Yeah, that makes sense.
And you've got a rope.
That is a success.
Okay. Yeah, you're shimmying right up the rope.
Yeah, I imagine that's like that probably is the whole turn.
Yeah, you're running up the rope. So you're in this kind of narrow passage, and I will say ahead of you, you see what looks to be a clawfoot tub. Pretty sure Felix has got a lantern and somebody else has got a torch.
Yep.
But yeah, you see ahead of you, glistening, is some kind of tub.
Well,
Yes, I will. Since I have the lantern, I will charge in first to create light for everyone.
Okay.
Kind of in the direction of the tub, but a little bit off to the side.
Okay. All right. It's at like a bend, but it's still in this. There's probably like 6 or 8 feet on one side, and it's probably like 10 feet wide. So it's not really like a room. It's just kind of like sitting here, like in the middle of the passage, in the middle,
Right.
the side of the passage.
Yeah.
Karn will be right on his heels and investigate the tub.
You walk up, you see that there is like a mat sitting next to it. Now that you're right up on it, that needs to be made out of like twigs and stuff. If you look in, the water looks crystal clear, like you can see to the bottom. You see the paint and stuff is chipped off the tub, but it looks like crystal clear water.
Stay back. It could be poisonous.
Good point.
Like how much water is in the tub?
I would say it's about half full.
Or is it half empty?
That's true, yeah.
Is there any steam coming off of it? Like looks like it's hot or
Nope.
anything like that? Seems like an odd place to take a bath and odd surroundings. I mean, would you really take your annual bath here?
This is just a distraction. This is what they want us to think. And Basil's gonna do something reckless. He's gonna try to just tilt the tub on its side, just to like dump the water.
Throw the tub over. Okay.
All right. Give me a strength roll. Roll under your strength.
That is a success.
Okay. So Basil picks it up and just dump it like this and just dump the water out.
Yeah, like he's just gonna like flip the tub.
You flip the tub, the water just hits the side of the passage, sloshes back, and everybody in that vicinity can give me a dex roll. as or if you don't give a shit, if you don't care about the water. If you want to avoid the water, you need to make a dex roll.
All right. Felix avoids the water.
Okay.
For this, we're trying to roll under, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Karn makes it. Can't see. That's a 10. So and Basil makes it 10. Karn's worried about his armor, but Basil Wilberforce is spooked because, poison.
Okay.
Ryan rolls on this, so
All right.
dances around the water.
Okay, so everybody made it. So the water just kind of you kind of move out of the way. It moves out, covers the whole passage, and just kind of seeps into the dirt and vanishes. It covers that, makes that mat, that makeshift mat of branches and twigs. It really doesn't seem to do anything, just make it wet, and it vanishes.
Oh, just a tub. And then keeps going.
All right. So as you have done that, let's see. We will go to the next round. So I will roll for the next round. I rolled a 2.
I'll roll if nobody else will.
All right.
I got +1 anyway. I rolled a 3, +1 is 4.
All right. So you guys are up. I'm just doing this just to help us with the order of things.
Right.
I keep peeling around the bend.
Okay. So you see, it looks like a nightstand. It's rotted. It's got a drawer on it that is maybe made of some kind of metal, but it's all corroded. And sitting on this nightstand, it looks to be like a comb and a small handheld mirror, some rusty shears.
Hold on, let's see. Do bards in this get read languages? Thieves get to read languages. Basil Wilberforce can maybe puzzle it out. But of course, it may be cursed too. So
I'm willing to take the chance.
What are you going to do?
Basil could try to read it.
Read what?
He said they found something on the nightstand.
Yeah, there's comb, a
Yeah.
handheld like mirror, right?
Yeah.
And some shears, like to cut hair.
That's where he lost me because I was trying to figure out what Basil to try to read that might be cursed. Oh, you mean look in it?
Yeah.
Mirror. Okay. I was really confused about why I'm supposed to read something.
well, if you want to, it may also be cursed. Maybe we want to do this when we're not trying to track down a Gloam and put it 6 feet under.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to look in any mirrors.
Okay. No. The tome. Can we just throw them all in a bag and
No,
take
a
them
comb with a
us?
C, a comb, as in comb your hair.
It's a comb. No wonder I was confused. I was confusing everybody. Oh, wait a minute. This is his damn personal grooming kit. Comb, mirror, and shears.
Felix
Really?
walks by this shenanigans and says, "Oh, well, I guess he cuts the kid's hair and keeps moving."
Maybe he's their barber.
That makes the whole dentistry thing make sense.
Yeah.
Nobody else does it. I'm going to swipe the mirror because the mirrors in, most fantasy environments are actually pretty damn rare. So unless anybody else is going for it, Orion's going to swipe the mirror.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Of course, then we'll find out because the shears and the comb are legendary artifacts or something later, but whatever.
The comb that makes your hair always look good.
So
You don't know if it's magical or if it's
Yeah, the shears automatically give you a bowl cut, no matter however you cut somebody's hair.
Ooh, worth a mullet.
All right, so Felix, you make that, you turn past those items and you walk, and it leads back out into that main area with your destroyed desk and stuff. You faintly hear a rustling noise, like there's a passage directly to your left, and you kind of like hear somebody moving like in that direction, headed down that passage. But of course, it's dark because everything's dark down here.
Yeah, try as best as I can to follow it, knowing that I'm not going to be silent at all.
Right.
Hoping that I can just be quick enough.
So what's Zophan doing this round? I mean, not because he's at the top of the rope at the beginning of the round.
Zophan, you're up top there, and when you step outside, the kids are still there. That one is still unconscious. They're all tied up. They're not too happy. Let us out.
no can do. I am officially your babysitter, at least
Why do
until the others return, and then you'll be handed over to Karn for discipline, probably.
What are you talking about? And the other one tries to look at the other one behind him. What's the weird man with the pants saying? I'm confused.
The weird man with the pants.
How long have you been out here?
I don't know. It's only been a little bit. Look, if you just give us a couple teeth, then we could be able to eat our supper tonight.
I'll tell you that one, that is not going to happen. Two,
What? We're not getting any supper? No, I'm hungry.
you're not getting any teeth. We're going to take you back to, what was the town that we were going to?
You head to Castle Brackenwold.
Yeah.
We're going to take you back to Castle Brackenwold, where we'll go find your parents and tell them what happened.
They don't want us. That's why we're here. They don't want us.
We ran across another group of kids just like you who are entranced by one of these creatures and were taking teeth. Trust me, you aren't special. I know your parents probably told you that you were special. You're not special. There's at least another group of kids just like you, and they were under a spell. We're going to take you back, and the spell will be broken.
How come you're in what if you're under the spell?
Don't try to turn this around on me.
Yeah, they're little bastards, aren't they?
You're no snowflake. You're no snowflake at all.
All right, so yeah, you got them tied up. They're not going anywhere. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah, he's just gonna stay there and just watch them.
Good idea. All right, you're investigating like the nightstand. Karn, what are you doing?
Probably staying close to Felix with the light source and hunting down this Gloam.
Okay.
Like the stuff at the table has no interest for him, whether it's a comb or a tome.
Gotcha. What about Basil Wilberforce and Basil Bessex?
Basil Bessex would just be chasing down, like following close behind Felix,
Okay.
trying to get the jump on this creature.
Okay.
You know, maybe, yeah. He doesn't have any specialty in traps or dungeoneering or anything, so he really can't do anything other than be the muscle, literally.
Basil Wilberforce probably just like trying to stay in the middle of the pack and watching behind them in case something creeps up behind, because he's paranoid as hell and he's always looking in every direction because he's scared to death.
Okay.
He doesn't like to lead. He doesn't like to take up the rear.
So
Well, the fight happens, and then he is very, very, very far in the rear.
Yeah, as soon as combat happens, that's when he runs to the rear.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll get out in front if there's a need for him there, but meanwhile, the fighters can break the way.
you hear some rustling again, like I would say Felix. Felix heard it, and then Basil Bessex and Karn. This passage leads into the main room, and then directly to your left is another dark passage. And you can see Felix kind of standing there listening, and you can hear like the same kind of whooshing, like footsteps or movement that you heard before headed down the passage. That's when we will roll an initiative for the next round. I rolled a 5.
I can roll. I just got a +1. So it's for Basil. So let's see. Oh, yeah, it's a 2.
As you intently listen, which I would assume you would do if you heard noise.
Yeah.
It sounds like something is down this passage, and you're up.
Just gonna chase after it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go for it.
All right. So you run into this passage. It's the same deal. It's like, 10 feet across. It's just a carved out passage of dirt. But you come to what looks to be like a hat rack, and there's an assortment of pointed hats of all colors and different fabrics, all on this hat rack that is it goes up straight, and then it looks like somebody has attached another hat rack to it to make it fit underneath here. So it's all kind of, catty corner.
Yeah.
And then there are sets of shoes, all different sizes, that are all worn, probably children's shoes.
Yeah.
And past that is, you would see a wood like armoire that looks a little bit warped. It is closed. And then on the opposite side of that is one of those mirrors that sits by itself. And there is a cloak. It looks like it's made of some kind of skin, like an animal skin or something cloak, and it's draped over it.
I was worried if you're gonna say it was like human skin. It's like, oh man, what are we chasing?
What's the does the cloak look nice, dirty?
It looks like something somebody who's like a hunter, right? Like somebody who collects pelts, It's not formal wear, it's something like somebody you would see out in the bush or out in the rough would wear.
Probably a little stinky too.
Yeah, there's probably a certain odor to it.
Musk.
There we go, musk.
Blech.
And that's over the armoire, right?
That is over a mirror. That is draped over like a standing mirror, the ones that you kind of flip.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
revert, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
You did say there's an armoire in there, right?
Yep, I did.
Basil wants to investigate that. Sounds like something that can be opened and be hiding things.
Okay. Yeah, you go over there, and there's an assortment of like blouses and jackets in here of different sizes. They're fairly dirty and worn. They could probably be cleaned or just burned and thrown away because they wouldn't be worth keeping.
They look child-sized as well.
Yeah, they're all different size. Yeah, so you would guess probably for kids. Okay, that's Basil Wilberforce. What's the rest of you guys doing?
Felix not seeing an exit to this room.
There's
right?
more passage. There's more to it. This is kind of like
Okay.
You got to walk past it. There's more to this room, this passage, I should say.
Felix is gonna keep on going, assuming that whatever he's after isn't in here.
Gotcha.
Okay. It's not much for Orion to do or to be interested in. I mean, for this round, if you want something to do, he'll be keeping an eye on our back passage so that hopefully it doesn't slip behind us.
Karn's right there with Felix.
Okay, so you guys have headed down to the end of the passage. It looks like it just dead ends. What about Basil Bessex?
I mean, I mentioned like we're just running down this passage and like we were passing the stuff, and it
Right.
doesn't seem, in Basil's mind, it doesn't seem inherently useful in trying to catch this creature. So he's going to be just basically charging past it along with Karn and Felix.
Okay.
Although the hats do kind of catch his eye. So like if we go back through this way, he might take a closer look at some of those hats.
All right. Okay.
And you said pointy hats. I'm just like picturing like one of the Zelda like Link caps.
All right.
That would be an upgrade for Basil's wardrobe.
Yeah, there's an assortment here, you know. Yeah, Zophan, there's nothing has changed. The kids are just irritated and pissed off and sad that they are, you know, stuck with you out here.
Zophan's going to go up to each of them and he's going to tighten their bindings a little bit,
Okay.
focusing in the order of the one who complains the most.
Okay. That would probably be the one who looks about 7 years old.
Yeah, so they get their bindings tightened.
Oh, you're hurting me.
This isn't hurting you, it's simply building character.
What kind of nonsense is that?
You'll understand when you're older.
Man, this stinks.
So you're not the nice Uncle Zophan, you're the mean Uncle Zophan.
The bad cop.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have run past that. You reach a dead end. Anything you're going to do here at the dead end? Felix and Karn and Basil Bessex.
Felix gives the wall, like at the end of like where it officially dead ends, if it's relatively narrow, he's gonna give the wall a press on each side just to make sure there's not like a hidden door.
Okay. Yeah, so, you know, you kind of pressing up against it kind of opens up a little bit. It's a little bit bigger than 10 feet. So you kind of press and then you get to the side and you realize, wait, this feels weird. And then you press and it moves and reveals a small little crawl space. I would say you'd have to go like sideways through it.
Sucks in and starts shuffling sideways.
Will Karn fit with his mail?
Yeah, barely. You'll fit in there.
Keep on going.
All right.
Basil will try to squeak through.
Basil Wilberforce does before he goes through. He says, "Oh, I don't know about this. This could be bad."
All right.
You want to go look for shit? Oh, well, everybody's gone.
All right. The next round, we will roll another initiative 2.
Yes, I can go. Got 5 plus 1.
Okay. All right. So is there, I hear like there's 4 of you going through this sideways passage.
Yeah.
I mean, Orion's following them. He
Right.
doesn't want to separate the group, but he's doing it from the back and he's making sure to guard the back.
Gotcha. Okay. So you see all the stuff that I described in this room. You walk
Right.
past all that crap.
Bunch of junk.
Okay. So yeah, it will take you more than one round to get through there because it's a long, kind of narrow, and you're moving very slowly. There's a certain kind of smell down here, like decaying smell, mildewy smell. You know, you got the lantern, you can see, it looks like maybe there's like a bird feather laying in the crawl space somewhere on the ground. And then as you're you're kind of shimmering through, and in an instant, everything goes pitch black.
Oh, this again.
And you have a lantern, but the lantern doesn't, it goes out.
Yeah.
And you are in like this, in this sort of magical darkness now. We'll roll initiative. I rolled a 3.
I guess Zophan can roll.
All right.
That's a 4.
All right, you're up. That's the situation you are in.
This is not good. I told you this could go a bad way.
Felix is gonna keep pressing forward, hoping to get to either an opening or to get out of the darkness.
Yeah,
Okay.
Karn's doing the same.
Yeah.
So Felix, you push forward and you kind of, push against the wall and it kind of moves. You can feel it move, but when it, obviously when you look, there's nothing. It's still black, it's still dark in here.
Yeah.
It's obviously another room, and are you gonna push forward into the room?
Push into the room, but
Okay.
before I cross the threshold,
Okay.
I'll reach my hand down to the ground to make sure it doesn't just open into a pit.
Very good. So when you reach your hand down and you're like, oh, what the hell's that? And they're like, you feel like jagged blocks or something. I like they have like a pointy end. Not really like caltrip, but it feels more like a stone, but it's kind of shaped.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch like right in front here.
See if I can, like, with the back of my hand, sweep them
Yeah, you're able to move them out of the way.
and then reach my hand forward to see, just to check and make sure there are not more.
And you reach your hand out and you grab something and it kind of moves, and then you kind of touching it, you realize it has like wheels on it and you can hold it in your hand.
No idea what this is.
Boys,
Reach out to it and see if it's like solidly connected to anything.
No, you're like holding it in your hand and it's got wheels on it. You would guess it's probably like some kid's toy.
Okay. Push into the room,
Yeah.
but go down on my hands and knees, and I'll like whisper back to whoever is right behind me, letting them know there's a room in front of us, but I'm not sure if it's trapped more than this initial trap that was in the front. But it should be clear-ish. I'll say there's a room here, but I'm not sure if it's safe. Better be careful. I just removed a trap.
your voice is coming from down on the floor. Are you crawling?
Be too safe.
Karn will get down and on his man. That's kind of hard in armor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really do that easily. Like Karn, just when he walks behind, he tries to follow Felix. When he's walking, he's not lifting his feet up. He's sort of sliding them on the ground. He slides one foot forward, presses down with it before bringing the other foot up to match, going real slow, just like dragging his feet.
Yeah, you can feel like you're kicking small little objects out of the way. Some are rolling. You can have, they're making, you're moving stuff out of the way.
We're scared to death of the kids' playroom.
Man, when you can't see a goddamn thing.
Right. The imagination takes over.
Basil Bessex, are you following along?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He might do, what he might do is like take the flag out, the rabbit flag, because I can imagine it's like, it's got like this a little bit of a staff.
Right. The pole extends. Yeah.
It's like the pole. So he's gonna use that to try to like just sweep
Yeah. Okay.
as much of this out of the way.
Yeah. You can hear you can hear the stuff tumbling, moving stuff out of the way. Okay.
I guess Orion's last then, and I'm going to be doing something. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm going to be doing something similar. I'm going to use the butt of my spear like a blind man uses his cane, and basically just sweeping back and forth at ground level while I'm walking in.
Okay. So you're going to go through the narrow passage first?
I'm in the narrow passage. I'm just guarding the back. I'm still sticking with them, though, because I don't want to get, separated with this crazy thing still around.
Basil's got his hand on somebody's shoulder. He's not sure whose, and he's just following along and trembling and whimpering. You can hear,
Ooh, are you sure that's shoulder? Never mind.
All right. So yeah, you guys are making your way into this room, realize that the floor is littered with all sorts of small objects that normally would not be very dangerous, but in pitch darkness, they suddenly become very dangerous.
It's the legendary Lego Caltrop. If you have ever really stepped on one of those bastards, it is worthy as a Caltrop.
Zophan, you've tightened the bindings.
Yeah.
The kids all sort of, for a second, get all quiet. Like they're whimpering and whining, and then they're all quiet. And they're all like, oh yeah, well, shh, quiet. Well, I think we're good now. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. The one who you tied the bindings really tight, he's like, he tells the other two, don't worry. He's coming.
Oh, great.
Zophan is he's going to draw a kunai.
Okay.
And he's going to have kunai in one hand and Copper Willie in the other.
Okay.
And just kind of look around to see, if he could spot anything different, like an investigation.
Give me a D6 roll.
The 1.
So you're kind of like checking, these kids are talking, and it's like you kind of feel a little bit on edge, and you draw these things and you look in, and then when you look inside, because the kids are tied up right outside the tree and the door is open, and when you look inside the door, you're like, that looks a lot darker than I remember. Like that looks unnaturally dark in there.
Can I shut the door?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to shut the door.
Okay. All right. You shut
Does it
the
have a
door.
lock?
Yeah, the door can be locked.
Yeah. I will lock it or latch it depending on what the mechanism is.
Well, you're on the wrong side to do that.
Oh, I'll just shut it then.
Well, you could stick something underneath.
That's a good point. I have stakes and a mallet. So what I could do is close the door and then drive some stakes into the ground to act as a doorstop,
Okay.
kind of at an angle, so that if it opens, it would have to like overpower
Right.
the force of those stakes. I got three stakes and a mallet for a reason.
For a reason. That
This was
for
it.
for this moment.
Yeah, this is what that master plot was.
Okay.
Yeah, years back, he thought, sooner or later I'll be stuck in a completely different dimension with something called a Gloam coming after me, and boy, this fake amount will come in handy.
Not those vampires, but the glow.
Okay. Let's see. Felix, Orion, Basil Bessex. I think Basil Wilberforce is the last one to roll for initiative. I rolled a 5.
Suck it. I rolled a 6.
All right, you're still up. Okay, what do you got? You guys are still crawling along the floor.
Yep.
Some of you are
I'm
moving
doing the
stuff.
blind man thing. I'm
Right.
not crawling.
Let's
now,
see,
mind
we-
you're going awfully slow, but
Right. So we got the only person not down here is Zophan. So let me roll a D6. Felix, so you're ahead of the crew and you bump into something. It feels soft, like a stuffed animal or something, and it starts to sing a melody, really crappy. And I would say
boy.
Felix, Karn, and Basil Bessex give me save versus spells.
Oh boy.
Oh, sweet. That was a great roll. Got a 19.
Save versus spell. Karn's got a 12. He needs to beat that. Karn got a 19 as well. And spells 13 for Basil. Wilberforce did not. He only got an 8.
Okay.
Basil failed. That is the third 5 I've rolled tonight.
God.
I'm different dice too.
Well, I didn't think Basil Wilberforce was that close.
Oh,
So
I thought
I did not include him, but Basil Bessex. So
Okay.
Basil Bessex. So when Felix, you hit this thing, it pitch black, and it starts this melody. You hear from behind you Basil Bessex chiming in, singing the same melody along with it.
What kind of melody is it?
You tell me.
It's a sea shanty.
It also makes you feel really good. Like if you were in some sort of emotional state, like upset or crying, you are not anymore. You're like happy and jovial.
Yeah, it's a sea shanty
wow.
about getting back on the water
Yeah.
after a long extended leave on shore. You
Right.
can hear it kind of like as Basil is singing it, he kind of chokes up a little bit.
Yes, it's the kind of thing that you would hand to a kid to keep them from crying, but adults would get the humor in the fact that it's probably a body sea shanty that they shouldn't even be humming, but hey, whatever.
Kids don't know any better.
That's right. All right. So Orion and Basil Wilberforce, are you moving forward?
well, yeah, I'm trying to follow the sounds of everybody else. Again, sort of staying to the back and keeping my weapon vaguely pointed back-ish.
Okay. All
Is
right.
it your shoulder that Basil Wilberforce has his hand on?
Probably.
Who knows?
Yeah, it got real dark and he just flailed around, felt the hold of somebody, and okay, that's one of my friends.
And as you're moving forward, you hear Basil Bessex singing a sea shanty, humming one.
Okay, poor guy's a sailor, been too away for the thunderous fury too long. The actual thunderous fury of the ship. He's obviously doing it to keep himself focused while it's dark here.
Clearly.
Wait a minute, I forget. I'm a bard. Is he actually staying in tune?
Oh, what do you think, Basil? Are you staying in tune? Is that a roll or are you?
I mean, Basil is a sailor,
Yeah. So
so like it's not like this is something that he would have some experience with.
right.
I'd say he stays about in tune as well as an experienced sailor would.
Okay, okay. He's not bard quality, but he's tolerable. Fine. I'll start using my staff and thumping on the floor like it's a drum and doing
Okay.
I'll give him a little backup. I'm giving poor guy a little backup if he's feeling down.
You're a bard. You don't happen to know the spell light, do you?
No, it's not on his list. I do fairy fire, but it targets a person or object, which is, not one of these, and it doesn't negate darkness. So I already looked.
So Zophan, you're up there. You have just spiked the door. I mean, you not really spiked the door, but you excited because you got to use your mallet. And you hear knock, knock at the door on the other side. And here one of the kids says, Who is it?
Zophan just waits, having Copper Willie ready. He's gonna rub Copper Willie's belly to turn invisible.
Okay.
And that works for 2 rounds. But yeah, he's not gonna do anything. He's just gonna not
Okay.
answer.
They're like, you're not gonna. Where did he go? All the kids are like trying to look, see where you went because you vanished. You hear the door, like you said, it could open a little bit, right?
Yeah, I would have to open just like a small amount.
Yeah. Are we talking like? We're not talking like a foot.
No, we're probably talking at most like a couple inches.
Okay. All right. So the door opens a couple inches.
Okay. Is anything coming out of it?
No.
Huh. Wonder if the kids are actually conning us. Well, conning you, but that would be fun. Conned by a bunch of kids. Oh well, do what we can do.
So everybody has rolled initiative. I believe we will start. We're going to go right back to ramp. I rolled a 5, so everything resets.
Okay. Well, I guess I was first. I'll be first again. 1 die roll later. No. 2 plus 1 is 3. So it goes.
So you are invisible, right, Zophan?
Yep.
Okay, the kids are there. There's a crack in the just a couple inches of the door, right?
Yep.
So, and you're on the outside
Yep.
of the tree. So if you're looking at the door and you see the crack, you see something hit the ground, you realize it's pieces of rope. And little pieces of rope are being, looks like tossed through the door, landing on the ground, like little tiny pieces.
Son of a bitch.
Zophan could have seen that one coming. So he just waits.
Okay.
I mean, there's not much he can do about the now shredded rope.
Start making some more at that time.
Trapping us down here while it escapes with its, presumably with its kids. So, Ben, I hope you can hold it off or scream really, really loudly.
So you guys are up. You hear Basil Bessex singing. Felix, if you're pressing forward, not worried about this, you're crawling, you're stepping on, you're moving like, feels like clothes and like stuffed animals.
Yeah.
All sorts of different things, like kids things. And then you realize like you're pushing forward and that stuff finally ends.
Okay. Do I find the wall?
Yeah, you can find the wall and you realize I'm probably out in the main room now.
Okay. I will just hold out my left arm and just keep trying, like, keep moving, but try and keep my arm in contact with the wall.
Okay.
So if I have the opportunity to, I will go left.
Okay, you go left. You don't have to go very far, and then you feel like there's another passage.
I will, assuming I'm still in darkness,
Yep.
I'll call out to the others. I found another room. Follow my voice.
Heave ho, set the sails, let's go. The salt in our veins and the wind blows free. Farewell to the land, our hearts be free. Back on the ocean, where we're meant to be. Ho, set the sails, let's go.
Yep, and you're getting accompaniment.
That's what he's doing.
Okay. You can make a save if you wish, but it sounds like you're having too much fun. I don't even know why you'd want to.
He's gonna make the save. Yeah, he failed.
Okay. So yeah, you're enamored with this song. If you're in a good mood though, hey. Karn, so are you following Felix?
So following Felix.
Okay, you're back out. You're kind of like, you hear him say that, like there's another passage. And Orion and Basil Wilberforce following along, and Basil Bessex is behind you guys. Well, is in the middle singing his song.
Karn says, if we're going to be blind, pawing our way through here, do you have any idea how to get out? Or should we retrace our steps?
I assume the darkness ends.
I certainly hope so. Lead on. Question. I was looking at the slot tracker. I thought I remembered putting some of Basil W's possessions into Bethel's, but now when I look at it, he's got his silk rope back on his side.
Yeah, I don't think I moved any stuff. So
If so, he's got a rope.
okay, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I thought that was why we didn't use his rope before, because
Well, you used rope to tie up the kids. You used rope to get down here. So there's obviously been 2 sets of rope used.
we're showing that we have 3 sets in the party.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that's fine. If you got more rope, that's cool.
Yeah, I have at least one.
Okay.
I thought we used yours to climb down. I thought we used Clintock's to tie up the kids.
I mean, well, okay, you found 3, we used 2. So hopefully we can actually get our asses back out with the last one, or at least, close enough to spit the rest of the way.
Basil Wilberforce carries silk rope. Only I thought I redistributed it to Bethel, but I didn't.
No, I think he had his own rope.
Zophan, you're still outside watching this?
Yep.
Okay. And there's a collection of pieces of rope that are outside of the door. Then it stops. You realize that probably is not all the rope?
He's gonna look closer at the rope
Okay.
to see like what like is it a clean cut? Like does it look like it's been clawed or like
Yeah, it's kind of, looks like it's been clawed at.
okay. And he just leave it there.
Okay. All right. So initiative. Let's roll another initiative roll. Oh, this time I got a 6.
And Zophan's invisibility would wear off.
Okay.
I can roll.
All right.
That is a 6.
You're up first.
Felix is waiting until he hears everyone close to him to keep moving to the next room. So
Okay. All right.
The shore was sweet with its gentle ease, but nothing compares to the wild, wild seas. The gulls they cry, the dolphins they leap, and he like jumps. The ocean's our home, in its heart we sleep. Heave ho, set the sails, let's go. Salt in our veins and the wind that blows. So he might be. It might be tough to hear how close everybody is because you might just hear Basil.
He's also hearing a drum accompaniment,
That is true.
And if he remembers me being at the back, he'll know at least where the back person is.
Still failed my still failed that save. So
All right. So for Felix and Karn, you guys are moving into the next room and you hear something like moving, scurrying, and then all of a sudden you pull your hand back because something bit you. You take 2 points of damage. Karn, the same thing. Something bites you. Multiple bites. You take 4 points of damage.
Yo, can I retaliate?
Yes, I will give you a chance to attack this thing.
Could Felix attempt to tell what kind of thing bit him? Did it feel like something with lots of teeth or like something with like fangs?
No, not really fangs. I would say lots of teeth. Yeah.
He is just going to attempt to like rush forward in the direction from which he was bitten by whatever and attempt to like tackle whatever it is.
It wasn't very big.
Yeah. Well, mind you, he's
Hands
he's
and
crawling
knees,
around,
like you're putting your hand forward and something bit you. You
Oh,
feel
okay.
multiple bites.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna like swing out my sword.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead. Give me an attack roll.
At 20.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, considering it's pitch black darkness and it'll be very difficult to hit anything, you have managed to get nice. So roll a D100.
Very useful.
61.
Okay. So you swing and you impact something and you can hear it impact the wall in here with a thud.
Yeah,
Multiple things hit it with a thud. You hear,
got it.
all right, nice work.
He shouts out, "Let that be a lesson to any of you that are here." And he kind of like rambles off.
Karn doesn't want to swing wildly with his sword, but he is wearing gauntlets or whatever part of the plate mail. So he's going to try to grab and squeeze at whatever bit his hand.
Okay. Yeah, give me an attack roll.
He doesn't want to accidentally hit Felix or something. He did well. 3.
There's something in here, damn things. Okay. So, Zophan, you hear a noise. It sounds like a whooshing noise coming from inside the tree, like a flock of birds moving. Like,
it's just gonna gently close the door again.
okay. The kids very quiet, but they seem to be they're trying to like they're all tied and they're trying to look and smile at each other.
He's gonna double check to see if they've got, he's gonna run over to them really quick and just inspect their bindings again, just to make sure that they're not like found like a sharp rock and they're like passing it back and forth, trying to like cut the rope.
Yeah, one of them's you checking it. One of them's like, I called dibs. He's like, no, you don't. I called dibs on his incisors. I called dibs.
Good to know.
So what is the area around this doorway look like?
There's smaller trees around here, but they're all look like they've been burned. There's no foliage, and there's a couple like scrub briar bushes that they were hiding in. It looks very dead around here.
Okay. All right. Then he'll just leave the kids where they're at.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Orion, I think that was Zophan. The next initiative roll, I got a 3.
Felix hasn't rolled yet.
Okay.
For 4.
All right, Felix, you do this. You can hear Karn behind you. You know that he's behind you, and you hear the scurrying behind you, like things are moving. Like whatever it was is behind you, probably after Karn.
I'm gonna try and find wherever Karn is in this scenario. Like, I'm gonna head back in the direction of Karn. If I happen across whatever is scurrying, then I happen across whatever is scurrying.
Okay. Are you letting Karn know?
Yeah, I'll say, coming back to help.
I'll hold my sword down.
Much appreciated.
Okay.
That's what I do.
All right. That makes sense.
Like where is that in the marching order as far as like?
I think he's second in the market.
Yeah.
So it's between Karn and Felix.
Yeah.
Okay, still ahead of Basil.
Right.
Try a different die.
This exchange between Felix and Karn about, it's coming,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, what the heck? I mean, we're in complete darkness, so this will probably do jack shit, but I'm feeling useless otherwise. I'm going to try to cast Fairy Fire in that region and catch whatever little buggers they are. At my level, I should be able to get 2, and there is no save. But the question is even if it works, does the darkness completely negate it or not? Because it does not have any special bonuses against darkness.
Okay.
So they're glowing, but they're still in magical darkness, isn't even visible.
For Karn, what you see after you hear Orion cast the spell, you see the outline, very faintly an outline of what looks like a squirrel or something, chipmunk, with weird looking teeth, like scurrying about, ready to take another chunk out of your hand. And there are 2 of them.
I was going to say, I can target 2 of them at my level.
Right. So yeah, you see 2 of them. You don't see, like, it doesn't light up, but you just like a faint outline of something moving.
Oh, a target. Carnal swing.
All right.
Who was you?
With a 19.
Yeah. Even with your penalty, you hit this thing and kill it.
Fight me, will you?
So it will need to make the one that's left will make an attack roll. Yeah, it's gonna miss. So it tries to bite you. As you hit the other one, it goes flying across, and you hear it thud against the wall in the cavern.
Is it still lit up with fairy fire?
Even after it dies, I think so. Yeah, its form just laying there. The other one tried to bite you and missed.
After we kill these little buggers, we need to pick them up. It's something that we can follow.
Okay, that's weird as hell, but okay.
There's still one that's alive, right?
Yep.
Basil's gonna start stomping over towards it. We've tasted the ale and danced through the night, but the call of sea, it burns so bright. And he starts like dancing and like trying to stomp on the squirrel.
Okay.
Our boots on the deck, our hearts to the sky. It's back to the ocean. Our hearts will fly. That's an 11. I guess a 12.
I would say
it's
you have
melee, so it's 13.
yeah, I would say there was a penalty because of you. It would be like basically really hard to hit. Now it's so yeah, you just miss it. It kind of scurries around your feet.
Okay, even though it's lit up.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an outline, so it's
Okay.
not like
Yeah.
we're in like
Oh.
total darkness. It would be like real. You have to roll really high. I mean, like the nat 20, of course. But so yeah, you just missed it.
Okay.
All right, Zophan, the kids all begin to get excited, and the one that you knocked out like starts shaking. He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Oh, and you hear a whooshing noise as a flock of birds come shooting out from above this tree and whipping down. Give me save versus breath.
All right. Uh-oh. Did my mouse die?
So in Zophan.
Oh, I think I'm gonna re-roll that one.
You're gonna use your hustle point.
I'm gonna use my hustle point. Yeah, this die is going to the dice scale. That wasn't much better. That's a fail.
Okay. It whooshes past you. It streams right past the kids and right up past you. You take 4 points of damage as it hits you, as all these little birds and claws biting you, and it just whoops around, through the trees, like getting ready to make another pass.
Zophan is it his turn?
Yeah. It was technically sort of your turn, but that kind of happened. Oh, yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. He is going to flock of birds. He's gonna chase after them. So he's gonna rub Copper Willie's wings. And
I think you can you use both of them the same day or just one?
I don't have that written down, but I'm fine with adding that restriction.
Yeah, I think it was just one or the other.
He's going to get Chi Hai ready. He's gonna like spin it in a circle and then like try to loose it at one of the birds.
Okay, yeah.
Man, that definitely missed.
Okay, they're moving really fast.
Right.
That's gonna be his turn.
All right, yeah, next round. I rolled a 3. We've had Orion, Zophan, and Felix roll.
I can roll for a card.
Okay, go for it.
I rolled a 1.
All right.
+1, too.
Okay, the birds make a big circle. Save versus breath.
All right.
Ugly to take on.
Can Can I get
Damn
the
it.
dice that one of my die that just get below a 5? It got a 5, so that's a fail.
You take 4 points of damage.
Yeah, he's looking pretty hurt.
And when you see those birds whoosh past those kids again, like go in between them, and then the kids start moving and they release their bind, they're like, "Ah, we're free!" And you see that like they've got like scrapes and stuff on them as the birds go flying around.
Oh,
Sucks.
doesn't bode well.
Does not.
Let's see, Zophan, I gotta make 2 saves.
Especially for Zophans and Sizers.
Zophan, give me a save versus death. You need to make 2 of them.
This hasn't been going well all night, so I'm sure I will fail both miserably. Yeah, that's a 5. That's a fail. Well, that one works. That
Okay.
one succeeds.
So yeah, you're bleeding. You're not feeling well. You look down at those injuries, and they're you can see that the necrosis is setting in, and they're turning black and like spreading out over like your arms and your hands.
No thanks.
All right, the rest of you guys down below.
Great. Gonna come up and find bloody chunks. Oh well.
We have no idea that our friend is dying up there.
Well, Felix is just gonna try and find the wall to this room and keep searching.
Okay, so you find metal buckets, and you realize they're full of teeth. And there are like, you feel around and there's like a small table, and you realize it's like fur. So it's probably like some kind of animal or something
Yep.
that is obviously dead.
All right. Well, keep moving. I will make a point to, I don't know that I didn't do anything with this bucket of teeth. I'll just leave it be.
Okay.
Karn will tell him, "Hold on just a second, friend." And he grabs the 2 squirrels off the ground, gets Felix to, say something so he can get back over to him. And like, I don't know, stuffs a squirrel in his cloak on his back or something and holds one of them in his hand and says, "Here, you should be able to follow us. Don't get lost."
Okay. All right.
Felix just says, unorthodox, but good. Keep looking for a wall. Just trying to find more room or to find that we've hit a dead end.
Okay. Yeah, there's one of these things that's still alive in the room running around.
Oh, okay. Not attacking me at the moment. I'm not gonna.
Okay. And Karn is handing out dead squirrels. So if you can see Basil Bessex, are you going to try to step on this thing again?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, that's gonna be a hit. That's a 19.
It is dead.
Yeah. He's like dancing. Heave, oh, and then he just feels a crunch. Grab the bottle, let's go. He picks it up and uses it as a makeshift scroll torch.
Okay. Nice. Orion, you do anything?
Nope. I don't have anything I think I can do, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, I keep looking at thief abilities going, can't do shit right now.
Yeah, you'd think. I mean, he slapped us with this before. We were playing around in the damn prison with the hobgoblins and slapped us with darkness before, and we're still as stuck now as we were then. It's just, oh wow, gotta figure out some way around that crap. Light is
This old Wilberforce takes out his dagger that glows and sees if he can see anything with it.
The dagger,
He's got that dagger. If I remember right, it glows.
maybe there's a faint outline of the dagger. Like, you move it around, you can kind of see, like, yeah, maybe I can kind of see, but.
I got that so long ago, the original description that I wrote down.
Right.
Basil failed his save, by the way.
No.
He is a singing mofo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is Basil Wilberforce going to do anything?
It says dagger with a white hot blade.
Right. So, yeah. I mean,
See your foot in front of him,
yeah, I mean, like,
or make out the thing.
you can kind of you think you could make out.
I can make out I'm holding the blade.
Right.
Can anybody else see it?
No, they would have to be like right next to you.
Okay. Still, it gives him comfort, so he holds it,
Okay.
and he's following along his other hand, I guess, on Orion's somebody's shoulder. He's following somebody, and he's not letting go.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Initiative. I rolled a 6.
Basil W can go. He got a 4+1.
5. All right. So the kids are free. They've got some scratches on their hand. The one who is the oldest kind of staggers up. You can see that he's got his tattoos of the feathers on his arms and neck, and he looks to be in a daze. The other older I say, kind of huddles the 2 young kids together to kind of move them out of the way, and they start to move away from the hut, from the tree, and the flock of birds comes around after Zophan. Save his breath.
Damn. You
Yep.
were supposed to be screaming your head off if if that thing came out.
It is fail.
All right, you take 3 points of damage.
He is down.
No.
And now he can't scream for help.
Well, I would argue that we were far enough in the maze that I can't imagine we would hear even the loudest scream. We're
Yeah.
like in a secret passage, that's in a secret passage, that's in a secret passage.
No, but we're back to the main room, which wasn't too far off the entrance. So, oh well,
How
sort of a moot point right now. So
how much negative are you?
I had 3 HP left.
So it's only 1. Okay.
Yeah, it knocked me down to 0.
Oh, so you are at 0.
At
Gotcha.
0.
Okay. Okay. Give me a D12.
2.
Okay. So you fall unconscious.
All right.
Okay. Well, you guys are up. You get to the end of this room, it just ends. It's a passage that ends. And if you do the same thing, like you feel around as it kind of turns, it gets smaller, and you're feeling around, you realize there are no like secret passages in here, at least you can tell.
Backwards? Must have snuck past.
So when you get back into like the main room and you start moving into the next room, if that's what you choose to do, like you're going left, right? Constantly going left.
Yeah.
You're like, this is kind of familiar. You put your hand down. You're like, wait a second. This is the top of the desk.
Okay. Well, dead wrecking our way back to the entrance of the pit. Hopefully we can.
Okay. Back to where you started, like where you came down.
Yep.
All right. So if everybody's doing that, give me a D6 roll.
Everybody?
Yeah. Everybody who's down there in the darkness.
Got a 2.
Okay.
4.
or
Arden got a 3, Basil got a 6.
Okay, so our singing shanty, so Bessex, you managed to like find where you're pretty confident is the center of the room where the pit should be. You don't feel a rope, but you're pretty sure this is the center of the room.
great.
It seems the rope is gone. It's moved to the next ocean over. Set the sails and let's go. Find the rope. The salt in our veins and the wind that blows.
You fail your save again or not?
I know. Yeah, he just made it, but he still sings.
He's still singing. Okay.
Because now he's got the song stuck in his head.
Sure, as you do.
When
Okay.
Basil realizes that the rope's not there, he tries to find his way to a wall or something to
Very
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yes.
climb out.
Okay. All right. This is what I'm going to do. We don't need to be in order anymore. I'm going to say that's probably going to take a turn, like going into the backtracking, going through the room, you find the wall. Give me a climb sheer surfaces.
80, but I got like a 90.
Yeah, at least a turn has passed. You climb up the wall 60 feet, you get all the way to the top to this ledge, and you like, oh, this is where the door is, and you go to push the door, and it's been spiked, and you can only open it a couple inches.
I lower my rope down and try to talk them and guide them to find the rope.
When you get up there, you collect. There are pieces of the rope that you find with your hands because it's still dark in there.
Sure.
With your hands, so you pick up and you're like, wow, so the pieces, those are pieces of rope laying on the floor up there.
I've got my rope.
Okay, so you've got your rope.
Yeah. I lower it down and try to guide them to it and help them get up.
Okay, so yeah, if you take your time,
I don't think we have a choice.
right? So yeah, you just kind of take your time and
Oh yeah.
drop the rope.
Scramble up into the darkness.
I did roll for the actual darkness effect, and it was a fairly high roll, so that's why this is taking so long. So you do find the rope, and eventually you guys make your way all the way up. I would probably say at least 2 turns have passed, that it would take a little bit of time for you to get up the rope and get to the door, which has been spiked shut from the outside. With probably some force, probably Felix and Karn could probably ram that door and smash it open.
Yeah.
And when you smash it open, you come out to find, and then after the break, we'll find out what you find.
No.
You had such beautiful teeth.
He's gonna only be able to drink soup.
Oh, that's right. They're gonna go for his teeth. Oh, that's a bit.
He's just, yeah, we'll see.
So after however much time, you manage to open the door out of the Gloam's home, and as soon as you bust open the door on the ground, you find pieces of rope, the missing pieces of rope on the ground, and a body lying out there that looks to be Zophan, because in the bloody mess that is laying on the ground, the pants seem to be immaculate. They still cast off beautiful prismatic, these colors. They seem undamaged.
Well, know, at least he died with a fantastic butt on him. No, go check him. Is he still alive, or?
So when you look at him, there's a bunch of blood. His mouth is sort of open. You realize he has no teeth.
Oh no.
He has one hand that is really badly damaged. It looks like there's a lot of necrosis on it, and his shirt and stuff has been removed, and on his chest is carved on his chest a raven's feather. But if you listen, you can faintly hear him breathing. He is unconscious.
Karn can go next, but I'll go ahead and blow mine. And
Well, why don't you let Karn do a couple of points of laying on hands first? Because when you blow that, you bring him back with 1 hit point. If he's below 0, doesn't it?
Is he below 0?
Well, technically, yes, he is at 0. Yes.
So
He's
no matter
at
what
0.
healing you do, it only brings him back to 1 point, right?
Right.
So Karn will lay on hands for a couple of points of healing.
When you do that, he does not regain consciousness. His breathing seems to be a little better. It is still shallow.
Okay. Then I will slap my minuscule little healing spell on him for 3 more points.
Okay. So he is still unconscious.
All right. Well, look around. I know the trees close to that burnt or special tree were cut, but we can probably find something that we can turn into a litter for him.
Yep.
You know, like a stretcher, just 2 long poles and some cloth between them.
Yep. You can do that.
So that we don't have to, drag him by his heels and have his head bump over every little.
But he's got that leather helmet, so he has not
it's-
taken a concussion.
There's some protection.
Right.
He needs a damn mouth guard with that helmet, apparently.
Would this
He's
be
gonna be jumping.
animal venom caused, or would we know?
Well, for those of you who fought the Gloam before, you remember that when you were injured, the injuries caused necrosis. But this seems to be a lot more advanced.
So that's a magical disease, right?
Yeah, we had to get the clerics working on it last time.
I have Arrowhane, or Basil does, that grants a save versus doom against a magical disease. I don't know if that would cover it or not, or if we can just try it and find out.
I don't know how much like different elixirs or herbs or stuff like that would really make a difference at this point.
Okay.
Like you need like high level clerical magic to assist to do the work.
Right.
Do you think he'll become a Gloam?
Oh
I
God.
think that was what the kids were for. Notice the oldest kid had the raven feathers tattooed on him. I bet that's how they reproduce.
Well, we've got to get him to help.
Yeah. Do you think if we went back to the Abbey, they'd be able to help?
Well, it's the first stop going back to where we know there's higher level clerics.
Good point. Well,
Or wait a minute, was there a church in where we were headed though? What was it?
Castle
Yeah.
Brackenwold?
Yeah, Castle Brackenwold.
Brackenwell? Yeah. Was there a church where we were headed?
Probably, yeah.
Which one's closer,
So we-
going back or going forward?
So going back, you guys were only an hour from
The Abbey.
the Wayside Monastery.
So
However,
be a day to go back.
going forward, Brackenwell would have a lot more, clerics to do as opposed to just having, the one guy, the abbot there and his assortment. Basically, Castle Brackenwell is like the capital.
Oh, how many days travel still left to there?
You might be able, if you pushed, you might be able to get there today, but you probably wouldn't be able to travel too fast because of, you have somebody who's basically injured. It'll probably take you probably get there the next day. Probably take you at least 1 day to get there.
Okay. Better chance to get him help. We'd have to report the damn thing anyway.
How big is
Well-
the tree that's the entrance to this place?
Oh, you're talking about the Gloam? Yeah, it's like, think of like a sequoia.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
it goes up like 30 feet. It's cut off. But around, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We left Prigwort and we were heading to Brackenwold.
I think we should head to Brackenwold
Yeah.
if we can.
Yeah. I'm not seeing the Abbey being able to stop this.
They might be able to pour some beer on it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
My thought was going back to Prigwort, not the Abbey. Just knowing
Oh,
that the Abbey was a stop along the way.
Right, yeah. But that would be even further.
Okay.
Yeah, when eventually, like, if you were to leave and talk to the Friar Fieldgrave, he would say that you just need to Castle Brackenwold
Yeah.
because he is even kind of befuddled. This is beyond his abilities.
Great.
This is some sort of like undead hex that has been put on him.
Well, it looks like if we can get out of the woods, we'll be traveling through, it looks like farm fields and stuff.
Yeah,
We can
yeah.
travel through the night if we need to, and that
Yeah, I mean, you guys could push through.
take our chances in the dark
Okay.
Yeah.
if everybody else wants to.
Yeah.
Let's not waste any more time.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're not heading to Castle Brackenwold right now.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hump it, 2, 3.
It's gonna strap up Zophan to the goat.
Okay. Yeah.
Can that poor goat take Zophan by itself, or do we need? Or is he just going to be? Is that just going to be half of the litter?
There's a fey goat.
Yeah.
How
he
long
can
do
do
I
that.
have
Got some
until I
sort
can-
of unnatural strength to it.
I don't think Karn can summon his horse yet, can he?
No, I don't think so.
It was like 17 days or something like that, wasn't it? I figured you had a calendar with that stuff marked down.
I'd have to look. I think it. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I don't think enough time has passed myself. but-
All right. So Wes, give me a D6 roll.
Yep. 2.
Okay, that kind of works. All right. So you're about an hour in. You're making haste. Like, the friar looks. He sees Zophan. He says some prayers. He looks worried. Coming up ahead of you, you're about an hour in. You see two people on horses. One looks to be an older man, like a gray beard, and the other one is a younger man with an eye patch. And the younger man sees you guys, and he pulls up a crossbow like he's getting ready to shoot you. And the older man's like, calm down, calm down. He's like, hail, travelers.
Hail. We have someone who's very injured. Sorry, we can't stay to chat. We are on our way to Castle Brackenwold.
Were they bandits?
Gloom.
Oh, he looks.
They captured a bunch of children. They all got away though.
That's awful. Some bandits hurt my nephew here, and he points to the younger man on the other horse, who's got an eye patch and got some bruises on his face. Stole our cart. I would ask for help, but it seems like you are in distress as well. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, we are. Which way are you headed?
Our farm is to the south here, only a mile from the north of the Hench Gate. We just came up here to see if we could locate where this bandit camp is. Maybe get some of our tools and money and supplies back.
How far away were you when you were robbed?
We're about 5 miles from here.
Probably
So
safe.
wait a minute. They beat you the first time, and you're going after them now, injured. Forgive me for saying it, but that doesn't seem like a good plan.
We come to investigate to find out where hopefully I can find them, but can't just let these bandits just do what they want.
Do these guys, they look fairly trustworthy, right?
Oh God.
You mean like, are they pulling are they hustling you? I mean, if they are, I mean, they're really doing a good job, because this guy does look beat up. The guy with the kid with the eye patch.
Wouldn't be the first.
You
Yeah,
have
the old
an
man
idea-
does. The old man doesn't know when you say Gloam. He's like, he's not sure what you're talking about. He doesn't know.
We have our friend here who was injured by an evil creature in the woods who is taking children and making them his slaves. We were trying to free them when our friend was injured. He's deathly ill. He needs to be taken to Brackenwold as quickly as possible. You have horses. You can take him to Brackenwold as quickly as possible. We can hunt down bandits because we're real good at stuff like that.
I see you are probably a follower of the one true God. So yeah, I will gladly take this poor soul to Castle Bracken. Well, I'm sure someone there can assist.
I cannot believe Karn actually came up with a workable plan. Frankly, one I hadn't thought of. That's actually almost ingenious.
Does he correct them when he says must be a follower of the one true God?
He's Saint Cuthbert. He's not the god.
Oh, right.
Yeah, just Saint Cuthbert, if I'm not mistaken, would be, preaching the one true God, but his way of being is, very strict and heavy on the discipline. And
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's just the way in which you speak of Cuthbert makes me assume that Saint Cuthbert is actually a god.
yeah, I get it. Like, the Augustine monks believe there's certain ways to follow the path of worship God, and that, Cuthbert's just got his path that you're supposed to follow to be godlike or whatever. There is a real, as real as any saint can be. There is in history a Saint Cuthbert that was a animal lover.
Okay.
I will take him to the seminary of the 100 Martyrs. maybe someone there, obviously, the abbot and the various priests and clerics of the Order of St. Faxus, they will be able to help this poor soul. He looks at him like, oh my God. And then looks at his nephew like, man, you got off easy, buddy. This guy looks like hell.
Karn just got a bunch of gold anyway, right?
Yeah.
He gives this guy 10 gold pieces
Thank you.
and says, make sure 5 goes to the monastery and 5 for yourself, or the abbey, whatever, the seminary. And no more will be coming from Cuthbert when I arrive.
Yes, and who am I telling them is coming?
Karn Stone and Basil Bessex, if I don't survive. My friend Orion. Is John Tor with us?
Mm-mm.
No, John Tor's
That's
back.
stay behind.
You're prying John Tor out of the brewing town when
Yeah.
you literally pry John Tor out of the brewing town.
And Felix, he's a boon companion of us. We are the Thunderous Fury.
Yes, thank you. So the older man says, my nephew is not fit for battle. And he raises his crossbow like, Uncle, you need to calm down.
One-armed guy with a ranged weapon sounds like a good way of skewering your horse.
Maybe does anybody wish to accompany the Zophan? Or the friar is kind of conflicted because he stayed behind and bad things happened. And he's like, I really should see Zophan back to the seminary. But then again, they're going after bandits, so they may need my blessing, so to speak. So the friar is kind of like, should I stay?
What do you guys think? I mean, does this plan work for everybody else? I mean,
I should go make sure that he at least makes it. I could find us a place to stay and get all that sorted out.
Okay.
then I would give the 5 gold to the kid and give you the other gold.
But then both your characters would be out of the scene.
Yeah, someone's got to go.
Well, I'm
Well-
not going to do much sneaking. Might as well go. Do you need to ambush a bandit camp?
You think Karn's going to be sneaking?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, no offense, Paul, but I mean, it would make you're the guy with 2 characters hanging out here. It would make more sense if a Basil Wilbur.
Yeah, maybe if Basil Wilberforce went along with them. Yeah.
I'll just make sure they don't take his pants. You know how much he likes those. He'll be an easy mark if he's out of commission.
I don't care. Just somebody go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Basil can go with them. Basil Wilberforce can go.
Okay. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the only reason to say that is because the uncle wants to go with you, so he can identify like that's our shit. Right? You know, it's like because because they stole the cart and everything, so he might be able to identify, like, help you find where everything is.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he wants to hang
Yeah,
around.
okay. So, all right. So that works out with the injured nephew and the 2 horses that they originally had, plus Basil Wilberforce and Zophan on his litter heading out to Brackenwold.
Yeah, that the uncle will give up his horse, so Basil Wilberforce can ride a horse along with his nephew Dimitri, and they can put Zophan on one of the horses or whatever and get them out and send them into town.
Right.
And I think Zophan saved Basil's life once with a acorn, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. So Basil Wilberforce
Okay.
probably owes him a favor in return. So that'll make sense.
There you go.
One of the acorns from the Forest Nature Utopia.
Yep, good old days.
That was from that woman in that city, wasn't it? Gave us those. Yeah. That was when Basil first joined the crew.
I was going to say, that was before my time, any of my character time.
Need to generate some stats for this old timer here. Okay. All right. So the uncle Igor will stay with you. He is very, very grateful that you have taken this cause. It's basically, the bandit stole everything he had from his farm, and, he's not going to be able to make a living. So he kind of leads you guys along the road as he is kind of like searching, for any kind of hint where his stuff could be, because he believes that there's a camp somewhere. He's heard stories that there may be a bandit camp because he's heard of deliveries from Prigwort, like bandits stealing supplies from Prigwort, especially beer or other ales or something. They get stolen. Shipments never seem to make it. So he thinks it's the same ones.
The problem with that is based on what we heard from Clintock, the bandits may actually be backed by one of the brewers sort of horning in on everybody else's operations, because some of those guys turned out to be real bastards once Clintock started looking at them. I mean, not that it matters. It doesn't matter who they're backed by. If they're acting like this, they're going down. But
And the old guy, you see, when he before he lets the horse go, he takes his gear off and he straps to himself this two-handed sword and he puts it around his waist.
Nice.
Everybody give me a D6 roll.
All righty.
6.
5.
3.
What about Basil Bessex?
He got a 6.
Okay, so 3 hours pass. You're searching like the side of the road, like looking for any kind of entrances, and you have to take a couple breaks. And you encounter a traveling group that passes you from Castle Brackenwold, but to be like maybe a merchant who's got a backpack selling random shoes, a shoe salesman, but he can't seem to find where these bandits are. He says, I know we're tired, friends. I am terribly sorry, but I'm not giving up. I am sure they did not get very far. I mean,
Well, just keep looking then.
Did you have a trail that you were following?
at one point, I thought I found an apple core by the side of the road. I know we had a bushel full of apples. Probably they threw it to the side. And I thought I had caught a wagon mark in the mud there. That's how I got this far. Okay, everybody roll a D6.
All right.
A 4.
1.
5.
So make people roll.
1.
That usually means, anytime you ask somebody to roll, that means whatever you think is going to happen won't. All right, so it is into the evening now. The sun is starting to set, but you find what looks like a cart mark that goes up like in the mud, like up on into the woods. And there's a place, obviously, where you could get a cart through. But some of the trees and stuff have been pushed over, like pushed it aside. And the old timer comes walking over. So whoever rolled a 1 or 2 would notice this as well. They pick up the car. You also find some apple cores in the grass. The old timer says, I think maybe this is it. And he kind of looks at the apple core and examines them. He says, the ruby delicious. These are specific to our farm. I know them. He sniffs it. Yes. This is definitely, they are probably nearby.
How many were there that you saw?
Was my nephew. He claims a dozen, but he tends to exaggerate. So
Right. And anybody with any kind of ego getting that beat up is going to claim that it was done by a demigod. No one else could injure me. Heard that one before.
We don't have anybody very sneaky left, do we?
Yeah, well, Karn was not going to be sneaking anyway. But
Well, I was thinking for reconnoitering, but
We do have a traveling bard.
what exactly are you implying?
I think he's implying that you ply your trade.
Oh, act like a bard and offer to entertain him or whatever.
I think that's what he was suggesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
that's a
is an
good
idea.
yeah, that's a good idea.
I did start this evening out, what is it? I said it in Discord, don't kill my character in the first 45 minutes. Let me come in and kill my character. So why the hell not? So how are we going to signal is the real quest. Because if these guys, end up liking me, if these guys end up liking me, it's not like they're going to let me wander off easily either.
We did just learn a new song.
You want me to loudly sing the sea shanty?
Could just try to play the Pied Piper and lead them right to us.
I have the lyrics.
Wow. Where the heck did you get that?
ChatGPT is good at generating sea shanties. At least this one was all right. Yeah, it said make me a sea shanty. My prompt, the prompt was write a moving sea shanty about getting back on the ocean after extended shore leave. And I was like, yeah, that works.
I see all our jobs going away with these things. Never mind. Wow.
Writers are going to be out of a job any day now.
Yeah, it's not a good time to be a sea shanty writer.
I think that ship
God.
sailed a while ago.
That ship sailed, right. This is why I try not to play characters like Clintock. Personally, not that creative. So having to come up with something creative. I will walk well out front of the group, start actually making loud noises, singing and playing my flute. And, tell the group I will, I'm going to try to lead them to you, and if that does not work, well, come rescue me, please.
Okay.
Well, what are you going to try to do? Are you just going to try to...
I know, I'm going to feed them a story. I'm going to tell them that I met an older guy and a younger guy on the road, and they took a shot at me and called me a bandit and ran me off the road, and now I'm lost. And they were saying, I was a bandit, but they were going to Castle Brackenwold and were going to report the bandits and, cleanse the whole nest and, hint that I know which direction they're going in. And so hopefully these guys will get off their butts and chase the uncle and his nephew, and it'll be in the direction that you guys are in.
Okay.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, you move into the woods, like you can see the cart marks in the mud and the dirt, like as it went over this terrain through the woods.
Okay.
As you were walking, playing your flute.
Flute. He has a flute. It's eminently portable is the whole point, you know. I mean, you can even sort of half-ass carve one out of bamboo if you lose one. So
Okay.
eminently portable and replaceable.
Okay. So you're walking through there. You get in probably like 200 yards, and you hear somebody yell, whoa, slow down, stop right there.
Whoa! Oh, thank goodness I found you. Can you point me back to the nearest road?
And you see a guy come out in like some nasty leather armor carrying a sword. He's like, "Oh, stop, slow down. Look, road, man. It's back the other way."
Yeah, but sorry, I said it wrong. The nearest road that isn't the road with the two crazy ass people shooting crossbows at me.
Shooting crossbows at you. Okay. For that playing?
Yeah, no, there was this older guy and a younger guy who was sort of beat up, and they called me a bandit and shot crossbows at me and ran me into the woods here. And I just I don't want to run across those idiots again. I mean, they even said they were going to Castle Brackenwold and getting a whole army and going to chase all the bandits down, and they called me a bandit.
I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, one steps out of the woods and says, I told you they should never let that dumbass live. That's their own fault.
Just point me the way to another part of the road that isn't between those two crazy guys and Brackenwold, and I'll be out of your hair.
Yeah, I mean, the best bet is go back to the main road there and just head up towards Brickwart, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess they did say they were headed out, so, okay. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll turn around and walk off. They're going to let me walk off.
Now, give me a D6 roll.
Okay.
So you're just kind of like bebopping. You're like, hey, bye. And you see a third guy come out, the wood line right there. Like, there's a path, right? And the two guys are standing in front of you. And the third guy was like, they're talking, and they look down, and you notice there's a tripwire that goes across the road that they pretty much stopped you before you crossed it.
Okay.
And they're standing in front of it, just kind of like talking, and they go back into the woods, kind of, disappear.
Okay. I will head back. I don't know, what do we say? The sea shanty was attack, or the sea shanty was whatever. But okay, the guys will know, if I'm acting nonchalant, it's not this big. It's not a big deal. So I'll just head back and wait for one of the guys to step out and contact me.
Okay. You return back.
All right. Oh, yeah. I basically tell them what I did. And they've got an ambush point about X far up the road and a tripwire and at least 3 guys there. But they didn't give me an opening to actually get into the camp, and they suggested I head back to the road. So I figured I got information. Don't push my luck.
Karn pulls out his statue and rubs it for a couple of extra AC points.
Okay.
And says, the only thing for it is to go back, cut the tripwire, and kill them all.
Read, and then marches off with Karn.
Okay.
He makes sure he gets a description from you of where this tripwire is. I'm sure you made note that there was a couple of blooming pansies right next to where the elm tree.
And since Orion is being quote unquote brave and stupid, because they really do go together quite well, I'm going to suggest that I lead back with enough lead, and I'll be making noise so that you guys can follow a ways back and not, hopefully not get caught. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and start running back and yelling, and it's like, hey guys, the crazies found an army, they're coming. And when I get close to the ambush spot, I'm going to presume, does one of them come out and stop me?
I'll rewind before you go out, and this is the plan that you have decided.
Okay.
They followed you back.
Friar Fieldgrave blesses the entire group. He gets you all, if we were to say a space, we would say it was a 20 by 20 area. If we were to get you all in a collection, and he gives you the
hold hands and sing
the righteousness of Saint Godwin, converter of kings. and he blesses you all. You all get a +1 to attack and damage.
Nice.
And it will last for 1 hour.
Sweet.
Okay.
And he will trail behind the group with the donkey.
Okay.
So yeah, you do this. You run up there, and right before you get to, you're gonna cross the tripwire, or or what?
No, I saw him come out right here. Oh, hey guys.
Yeah, one of the guys comes out. He's like, "Oh man, you again?"
Crazy bastards actually found somebody. You gotta worry about it. They're coming. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is, hold on. Let me see. I think there's a little more about this. So, considering where the other two bandits were and this guy, how many can I catch in a 20-foot radius area?
You can get all of them. You can get where you think they are. You think you can get all 3 of them where you remember they hid.
Hold on. This will help me remember Entangle.
Okay.
Save versus spells.
All right.
And it's a heavily forested area, so there should be plenty of plant life.
Oh,
in Entangle.
yeah. Let's see. All right. One makes it. Okay. So one of them presumably made it. So yeah, all the vines and everything grow up, and you can like, hey, what the hell? And the one that came out to meet you does not get caught up. You can hear yells from the other 2 who are entangled.
I'll look at him and say, "You're a lucky bastard, aren't you?" And take off running back to where my party is, of course.
Okay. How far are you guys behind Orion's shenanigans?
I wouldn't think too very far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, is it a straight path? Does it have curves?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of moves, and there's trees that hang down. I mean, you could get fairly close.
Around the closest curve.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's roll it. I'll give you an initiative roll to start kick this mother off. 2. So
4.
okay. All right. This is what I'm going to say. When Orion does that, you can see the vines and everything growing up over the road and in the bushes, in the trees and stuff to the side. You can hear 2 guys yelling like, "What the hell?" And the guy in front sees Orion take off, and he's like, he grabs his sword, and it looks like he's getting ready to cut that tripwire.
Okay, great. So it'll probably.
But you guys can go first.
Well, my go is.
Because you're running. Okay.
Perform the dash action or equivalent. So
yeah, you're hauling ass. Yep.
Plus my full move, plus
Felix, make it up to this.
Yeah. You can full sprint, run up, and try to get him.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead.
16.
Yep.
For 8.
Dead. Tell me how he dies.
He goes to. You said he was going to cut the tripwire.
Yeah.
So he goes to cut the tripwire, and Felix lets down like a low arc as he's like bent down to cut the tripwire, and it just cuts his arms off.
Okay.
Between his shoulders and his elbow.
Whoa.
And he slumps back to the ground. The tripwire's still intact. His arms falling on one side, his body on the other. And you hear somebody yell from the bush, from the trees, "Cut the wire! Cut the wire!"
The other 2 are there and there.
Basil's gonna pull out a Percival rock.
Okay.
And aim at. Can he see one of the ones?
Yeah, you see somebody moving, in the bushes.
Yeah.
Desperately trying to get away.
Oh, that was a nat 1.
Oh no. And you're out of hustle points.
I'm out of hustle points. So
D100.
Triggers the
37.
Okay. You only embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
The throw is like way off into the trees. Oh shit.
That's going to be fun to find.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Karn that would be everybody. I got to do Igor there.
Karn's going to have to make his way. I don't know if he can make it all the way to the tripwire or not.
Yeah, we'll say you can.
And he wants to hustle and get over that tripwire as fast as he can.
Okay.
Talking about that.
Yeah, you can do that. The old man is going to run up. He sees where you were trying to throw the rock or whatever. He sees that one guy in the bushes. He goes after him with a 3. He's like, shit. He doesn't do very good. He's sort of like trying to cut some of the vines and stuff to try to get in there.
How far away is he from Karn?
The old man?
Yeah.
He's not very far away from you.
So I can cover him if I need to.
Yeah. The friar is too far behind to do anything. These guys are entangled. They grab you can hear them hacking away. They're trying to get out of the vines. That is going to be their action. We go to the next round.
I can try to beat that.
3.
I got a 2 + 1, 3.
Yeah, you're up.
Can I make out if there's anybody around other than the 2 that are entangled?
I mean, a quick kind of scan, it looks like just these 2.
Now, do I have to avoid the entangled area?
I mean, it's
No.
there. I mean,
No,
it's
a one-off. It happens,
Yeah.
and then it's gone,
Okay. I mean,
or not gone, but the effects still remain. But it's not an active area,
Yeah, it's
not
like,
like in D&D.
Arden's going to go over. Man, would he just kill him out of hand, or would he give him a chance to surrender? I think he would give them a chance to surrender.
I
You're
mean,
trapped and you're about to die. Please surrender and accept walk the path of the Saint Cuthbert.
oh hell, one of these
And you
religious
hear-
types. Kill me now.
You hear from the back in a voice you don't recognize, because I can fake accents just as well. It'll be less painful if you just die now.
If the guy says that to him, Arden says, "I'll oblige you," and we'll take a whack.
Okay, give me an attack roll. You should be able to.
What does entangled
17
do? Oh,
plus
Yeah, that's a hit.
2,
That's a hit.
and then a D8, right?
Yeah, and you get +1 from the friar
And
damage.
+1 for my strength, right?
Yep,
4 + 2, 6.
dead. Yeah. If you want to describe his death, you can.
I just nonchalantly almost sort of off
Yeah.
with his head and look at his friend with the blade at his throat. You?
woohoo! Whereas Felix may make that a non-answer.
There's one left entangled.
all right. Felix tries to get the man down or woman. I actually don't know what this bandit is.
It's called just weeding the garden.
You using the new sword? You gonna see what it does?
No, not yet. 15.
That's a hit.
All right. Or 10 damage.
Wow.
Yeah, you can describe how he dies.
He just runs the guy through.
Yeah.
Merely charges forward as fast as he can to
Yeah.
hopefully dispatch these bandits quickly.
Yeah, this guy's trying to cut himself, and then he realizes he can't do that, and he just kind of the inevitability of his fate crosses his face, and he just like closes his
Poor
eyes.
guy.
Phew.
I look at Felix and go, "So much for letting him surrender."
Nah.
I'm not exactly upset.
And the 3 of them are dead, and the tripwire is still intact.
Now we should find your stuff.
There's probably lots more. These are the lookouts.
Felix will take a moment to try and find what the tripwire is connected to.
Okay, good idea. If you guys spend a little time to investigate the tripwire, you realize that it's tied on one side, and then the other side leads into the woods as it begins to get dark.
So cutting it would release tension on whatever leads into the forest. Is that
Yeah. Basically, it leads somewhere. Yeah.
sure?
Well, cut it and wait for them to come running.
I was going to say, area where the bandits were sitting was probably okay. Area just down the road from the tripwire, bad idea.
I mean, they come running, they're ready to attack. Maybe they sneak up or whatever, but we have the element of surprise if we just keep going further into the woods.
True. This is true.
I'm not sure what you're suggesting. You're suggesting using the trap or what?
No, just following it.
Following. Okay. Well, sure.
That seems
You think it leads to the camp. You don't think it's a active trap. You think it's a signal. That makes sense. We should ambush the ambushers, set the thing semi-hide and wait for them to come investigate. Or we could just, as you say, follow it.
I'm for following. They might not even have a weapon in hand when I cut them down.
Part of me likes the way he thinks. I don't know if Karn likes that, but we'll just go with it.
we could always just activate the tripwire and then just come in from behind them as well.
But then they'll have weapons. in hand.
Right. We have options.
That's true.
Well, we can do it this way. We follow where it goes. Some stay here. One goes back, lets the others know what they found. And then, as they're rushing to be reinforcements of their friends, they'll be pincer attacked.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Yeah, that's assuming somebody can follow it and not get made, attacked, captured, killed, etc. Our last stealthy guy went with our injured to Castle Brackenwald.
True. Well, best to find out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
At least if we go to wherever it leads as a group, we're all together.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Except let's presume the friar will stay semi towards the back, and we can't sit around and jaw forever. our blessing.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
All right, so what is the plan? Following the tripwire?
Yep. To the
Okay.
camp.
Yellow tripwire.
Okay, yeah. So you make your way. It takes a couple turns because you're taking your time following it, and you the closer you get, you start to hear. You would hear like the crackling of a fire, and as it begins to get dark, you see in the distance through the trees a fire, and there's probably 5 or 6 guys sitting on benches around the fire just BSing. And beyond that, in this clearing, you also notice that there are like 3 makeshift tents. And then you hear Igor say, "There," and he points through the bushes like, "There's my cart right there. Those bastards."
Could we see where the tripwire is leading to? Can we like follow it the entire way?
Yeah, it leads like right to the base of the camp. And along the way, along the tripwire, you would find there's like metal cans and stuff they've stuck to it. They've ran through. So at some point there's a bunch of cans and stuff.
Yeah.
So when it would hit the ground, it would make a big racket.
Well, lean over to Orion and say, "You don't have to go all the way back. You can cut it here. Wait till I get into position." Felix is going to do his best in full plate.
Okay.
Wait a minute, it's nighttime. Is there a moon?
Oh,
yeah.
that's even better.
Situation.
You get bonuses under moonlight.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me check my notes to see what the actual weather was today, because I do want to see this in action. Start here. Windy and cloudy. Okay. This is what we'll do. I'm gonna roll a d6.
All right.
Or do you want me to roll it?
You got to roll it.
All right. 1 or a 2. The moon has come out.
Okay.
All right. Good deal.
5. Sorry.
All right. Fair enough.
That was good. That was a good call. I'm glad you remembered that.
You know what? Fine. You're going to set me up like that? Fine. I'm going to do it in style, though. I will wait for however many minutes he tells me to wait, okay? And if there is an alert first, like if I see somebody looking off the direction I think he went, then, I may cut it early. But, I will wait however many minutes he tells me to wait, but then I'm going to do this in style.
Okay.
Just let me know.
All right. What do you want for some sort of stealth check from Felix here?
I mean, stealth in what regard?
He's just going to try and be as quiet as possible, getting up to, like, not just like swamping on all the broken branches.
Give me a dex roll. Just straight up dex roll.
Okay. 8 under 16.
Okay. All right. I'm going to make a roll here. All right. Okay. Yeah, you're moving up. You notice that there are 3 like guards. So so you're getting closer. There's a set of like trees, thick brush, and that you can kind of see through. And you realize there are 3 guys right there kind of like monitoring the area. And behind them is the fire. And behind, to like the north of the fire is the tents, and to the south beyond the fire are the carts.
Are the guys monitoring looking out away from the encampment, or like are they just
they're looking into the woods.
Okay.
So they're on guard,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, again, my 2 triggers are the time passes he told me to wait, or I see somebody in the camp sort of trying to look towards his direction, or, an alarm headed his direction. Those are my 2 triggers.
Okay. Yeah, they don't seem to move towards you, Felix. You've
Okay.
done a very good job at your stealth.
Okay. So the time passes?
Not yet.
Okay.
Felix just says, if you ask him how long, he just says, "Oh, you'll know."
Okay.
He's going to try and make his way close to the campfire.
Okay. You can get up to where the trees are, and then there's the 3 guards, and the
Yeah.
campfire is sort of in the open. So you would be exposed.
Right. But presumably if I get past like the line of like their purview, as soon as I make it into camp, then like they won't notice me, right? Because they're looking outwards.
Yeah, it'd be kind of open area.
Oh yeah. I'm not worried about it being an open area, but
Okay.
I'm just worried about these 3 here.
Okay. So if that's your plan, is to like get past them, I'm going to make a roll to see if they notice you, because it is at night. Okay. So you hear a couple of them yell. They have spotted you as you were trying to make your way past them.
I just run for it.
Okay.
The 2-handed sword out.
Oh shit. Okay.
And I'm just gonna like try and catch one of the guys at the campfire as quickly as I can. If I can beat him to picking up a weapon, then all the better.
Yeah, I will.
And I will be yelling as loud as possible.
Okay. All right. So give me an attack roll.
Okay.
As you surprise, dude.
I'm gonna burn my point.
Okay, probably a good call.
That is a much better roll. 17.
All right, that is a hit. I believe two-handed weapon is a D10.
Okay. For 9.
Yeah, you run up and absolutely cut this guy like almost in half, and his body just kind of slumps down, and part of his clothing and stuff catches onto the fire and starts burning. You have gotten their attention.
Does anything special happen with this sword that I've not yet identified?
It is a magical sword. You just haven't.
Okay.
Its special property has not been revealed to you yet.
But yeah.
Okay.
Murdering a guy with it did not do anything.
No, you absolutely murdered this dude.
All right.
Okay.
I wouldn't call it murder.
Okay.
I'd call it justice.
So that is Felix. So everybody else, I'll give you guys a free round here before I roll initiative because you're surprising the hell out of them.
Basil will run out, seeing that, and be like, "Ugh," and then like raise his fist
Okay.
to clock. I don't know. There's like 5 of them around a campfire.
Yeah, there was 6. Now
There
there's
was-
5.
Yeah, he's gonna try to like punch one into the campfire.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, that's a 15.
That's a hit. Let's see some damage.
Right, that's not the damage I wanted. That's a 3.
Did you add the plus from the friar?
Oh, no, that would be a 4.
You run up and just like boom, and this guy, unsuspecting, you just crush him right in the face, and he goes right into the bonfire, screaming as he is now engulfed in flames.
It looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
And you see looks like pixie dust coming up from the flames. It looks really weird. The fire is glowing like these cool colors, right? Isn't that what Basil gets when he kills somebody? When you punch somebody, the you get like weird pixie dust and things show up.
Forgotten about this.
I forgot.
Yeah. So the fire is changing color. It's like changing colors, and there's like looks like pixie dust in the air.
Yeah, I did not have that in my notes.
All right, Karn.
Everybody else is doing it. He's going to run in and hit somebody.
Okay, go for it.
Right? 11 plus 2, 13.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
+1.
That's a hit.
Well, I +1 for my strength and +1 for the bless.
Yep.
Okay.
And max damage. 8 plus 2, 10 points.
You run this guy through, dead.
I
Well,
like
these guys
pick
are
him
both-
up with the sword and like carry him over to the fire and drop him in on top of his buddy.
Yep. All right.
No.
It does. Yeah, you're right. He get gold sparkles fly up into the air when he kills.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna do something, but these guys are just I cannot spoil their fun. Okay. I just be boring then. All right. I will
I mean, you
run-
can set off the alarm.
All right, I will set off the alarm like you asked me to, and boy, 3 dice screaming dying in the middle of the camp doesn't alarm them. Okay, fine, I'll set off the alarm.
Okay.
Is that something I can do and attack or not?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's just a quick cut, and you can do something else. That's fine.
Okay, fine. I will run in with my spear and try to nail one of the bastards.
Okay.
I will ever roll. That would be a 15.
Yep.
And that would be 4 damage.
Dead. So you spear this
Okay.
guy. Yeah. The campfire looks like a bloodbath right now. Let's see. Let me give a roll for the old timer here as he runs up. Well, he improved. I think it was a 3 I rolled the last time. He's got a two-handed weapon, and he's just like he has to stop and then run some more. He's going after one of the guys who was on the sentry. So the alarm goes off, and now it is initiative roll. That's what I said. Yeah. So we roll initiative. So we had Felix and Karn go before. I'm going to say this is kind of the same sort of encounter.
Yeah.
I rolled a 2.
7.
Okay.
Felix is going to attempt to whack the next nearest guy
There are 2 guys left at the campfire.
with an 18
Yeah, you whack him.
for 7 damage.
Dead. There's one guy left. As you are just like cutting these dudes down, he grabs his sword, which has been like near the fire, out of it. It looks hot, like he's been setting it in there, and he has a scimitar as he looks around at his companions who are all dead.
Stealing isn't cool. Cuthbert frowns at a thief, and Karn's going to try to hit him. But he rolled a 4.
Okay. All right. Basil Bessex.
That's a nat 20.
Wow.
Nice.
Finally, I'm rolling well. So I couldn't
get
save
the-
Zophan, but
Well, it's max damage plus the roll, whatever that is.
so I rolled 7 with the bonus, and the total would be 9 with the bonus. So it'd be 16 damage.
All right, give me a D100 roll.
26.
Okay, so this guy looks like he's probably hardier bandit than the rest. But you managed to kill him, and you can explain how that happens.
Yeah, just high, like on a battle high. And his fists are just bloodied with the last guy who's turning into like a nice rare at this point. He just charges and screams and just pulls back, and then his fist just keeps going. Like it just punches through his skull. And then he just kind of hangs. The iron knuckles just kind of pounded through. And so then he has to shake his head off of his arm. And as he does, sparkles mixed with blood rain down.
Okay, all the guys around the campfire are dead.
All right.
I believe it's Orion. The Igor is going to go after the guy he's been going after. Oh, he's got the +1 blast. He drops. He frustrated. Die, you rotten bandit stink thing. And he stabs him and kills the guy.
Nice.
Okay. All right. We don't know what's in the tents yet, so I'm going to be on guard of something coming out of the tent. If it looks threatening, it gets stabbed.
Okay. There are 2 other guys near the wood line who were sentries.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I forgot about those 2. Oh, well, they're fairy fired. Have +2 to hit them.
Okay.
Since it's nighttime, +2 in dim lighting conditions, fairy fire +2 to hit. So the murder machines over there can have additional pluses to hit.
The murder machines.
Okay, and I believe that is everyone.
You guys have dropped bandits on every move so far.
Wild. It's crazy. Outside Karn missing the one dude.
Yeah, I did miss one. It's almost like we're experienced fighters.
Rolls are making up for how poorly the Gloam situation went.
Yeah.
So the 2 guys who are fairy fire, they look around, they're like, what the hell? As the one guy is sort of barking at him, he goes to say something to the one dude, and he's like, oh, and as Basil's fist is impaled in his skull. He's like, let's go, what are you waiting on? And you can hear some noises inside the tents, and 5 guys come running out. That's all they can do because they had to grab their gear. They woke up and they come running out. They don't have armor on, but they're carrying weapons. 3 others who were near the carts and the horses come running over to the fire. They are all ready to fight.
Uh-oh.
So 1 will attack Felix,
Okay.
and that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, miss. Felix. 1 will go after Karn. Nat 20.
That's what it takes to hit. Damn it.
So it is max damage plus the die roll. So that is going to be 9 damage.
Karn's reeling.
That stings.
He already had 11 down.
Oof.
And I roll percentage here to see if will the tide of the battle turn. Okay, that's just a 10. No, he nails Karn.
You said that was 9 points?
Yep.
Ouch.
And who's over there? Let's see. Basil Bessex, the Impaler, going after.
No, it was
Yeah.
down 13.
That would have been max damage, but he rolled a 4.
Close.
They attack. The one guy runs up to the old man. He sends, let's see. The fairy fire guy comes running up at Orion and will attack him with a 15.
Damn it. Where is he? AC is 15. So,
Yeah, you take 6 damage.
God damn it.
I had 13 points, not 11. So Karn's got 4 hit points left.
The other guy who seems to be barking commands, he runs down, attacks the old timer there. Not with a 5 and misses. And that is the end of the round. We roll initiative, a 2. So yeah, you guys definitely want to have the initiative.
I could roll. That's a 7.
Okay, you're up. That is the situation. There are 5 more about to enter the fray. 3 have come over, and so you surmise there's 10 of these guys left. At least 10 in the area, yeah.
There may have been a dozen that jumped that guy.
Well, you've killed 6, 7, plus 3, 10.
How close to the group of 5?
Well, they're all in tents, coming out. You can see they're grabbing their weapons coming out.
All right. Well, Felix will leave the guys with armor alone and make a running charge for the nearest guy that has yet to put on armor
Okay, go for it.
for 17 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
for 9 damage total.
Dead. Yep. Yeah, that guy's just got like a loincloth and he grabs his sword and you just run up and just dead. Okay.
All right, I got a question. I know what I'm doing, but we had previously rolled that I could bird out and attack in the same round.
Yep.
So the question becomes, can I attack and then bird out in the same round? In other words, I want to do something else and then trigger the bird transformation.
No, I think you would. I mean, if you turned into a bird, you could attack, but I don't think you can attack and then turn into a bird.
I guess I'm not doing it this round. I need to keep our powerhouse alive. I have exactly one spell slot left. It's in that ring you gave me that stores a spell. You better believe I stored a healing spell in it because everybody needs them. Karn, you get 5 + 1, 6 back.
Nice.
And that's it for my spells. 3 first level, 1 second level, plus my reserve guys.
Oh, we're fixing to kill all these guys and have a night's sleep, and you'll get your spells back. It'll be fine.
So the ones coming out of the tent, like are they like still in the tent and they're just like
They're still? Yeah, they're around the tent. Like some of them are coming out, one's behind them.
Okay. Are there can you tell like so are any like completely out of the tent?
Yeah.
Okay. How are the tents affixed to the ground?
You would guess they're probably spiked in from what you could tell. I mean,
okay. You know what? I think this will still be effective. Basil is going to hurl an oil flask at the entrance of the tent.
Okay.
And then if I can, I would want to hurl like something that from the fire over there. And the intent would be like if some of them are outside of the tent, then like the ones they'd have to like run through this fire, which would catch the tent if they're for the ones that are coming out and coming through.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so give me an attack roll.
Yeah, that is a 10.
Okay. Did you add the +1 from the friar?
Yes.
Okay. Well, a good thing is a tent is like a not armored character, so I believe that's a 10 to hit. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, you throw it, and the one guy kind of ducks out of the way, and it hits the tent and sets that thing on fire, and it is burning.
And I think that is going to be all that he could do this round.
Okay. All right. So the old timer will attack 12. Wait a second. He gets he nails this guy.
Finally.
6 damage.
Finally, he gets something in.
That's his second one, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, he hits this guy and pretty good, but he is still up. So I believe that is
got to get retribution on that guy who hit him.
Oh, you haven't gone yet?
Yeah, he's after the guy who just took the 9 points away from him.
Okay, go for it.
He's pissed.
I hope so.
18 + 2.
Yep.
All right, 7 + 2.
Yeah.
Well, 16 + 2. That wasn't an 18, but either way.
Give me a D8. Roll a D8, Dustin.
That is a 7.
Okay. All right. It is their go. One guy steps up to Felix as he doesn't have his armor on. He pulls out a weapon. There seems to become some kind of viscous, like liquid dripping from his sword as he goes to attack you. Not with a 10. And he swings and like
Felix just growls back. You'll have to do better.
Don't taunt Murphy.
Okay.
I think you have to.
Yeah, I know. It's part of the fun, but really.
A second. Okay, let's see here. Felix.
Yeah, but of course the bard would be like, don't taunt him. He's already trying to kill you. You want to make
A
him mad?
bandit will go after Felix with a nat 20, but that's just the regular old bandit. That's max damage. So that's 12.
Yikes. Well, that definitely hurt.
That's the second nat 20.
I'm out of healing, guys. I think Karn has some lay on hands left.
I rolled an 80.
Yeah, he's got a few points left.
Yeah, I'm still upright.
Let's see. What is the critical hit?
Yeah, you stay to crit.
Yeah, it's 2 crits he's rolled so far.
Okay. That really doesn't apply to you guys. This turn, you'll get a -2 to your attack.
All right.
Like he nailed you. Okay, so there's 1, 2. One guy comes run, huh?
Because we went. You mean next turn? Because we went first.
Right. So the next round. So next round. Excuse me. You got a -2. Just remind me. 11 against Basil. This one guy comes running at you and tries to swing, and he misses. Another guy comes behind him. Looks like he's going to attack you, and he face plants right before he gets to you. Boom! As his whole back and everything is on fire, and he is burning.
Oh boy.
Let's see. One guy runs up at Karn. I rolled a 5. He misses. And another guy runs up after Karn. And that is a 17.
Nope.
And he,
Plate, mail, shield, and
wham, he's like,
2 AC.
he misses.
So it takes a 20 to hit you.
Yeah.
The one
Wow.
guy's attacking the old man. Uh-oh. That's not good for the home team. Let's see how many hit points that this guy has.
I hope it's
Hope it's 6.
traveling companion.
So you hear a groan, and the old timer drops to the ground.
Maybe the friar can save him, because remember, the friar is
Oh yeah, good point.
waiting in the wings.
And the one guy against Orion, 9 missed. So they have all gone. The skirmish continues, and we go to the next initiative. I rolled a 2.
Arn, Basil.
For me, I haven't gone again. 1, but I have a +1, so that's a 2.
All right, that's enough. Tie goes to you guys. You're up. So here's the deal. 2 guys are against Karn. There are 2 on Felix, 1 on Basil Bessex, 1 on Orion, and 1 guy is now free because he has dropped Igor.
Okay. Well, it's that time of day. I will bird out.
Okay.
And
All right.
you have failed the bird god. Prepare to be packed.
Okay.
So 2 claws and a +3. Let's see. 8 + 3 is 11. 11 + 3 is 14. Do either of those hit?
That's a hit.
Both of them?
The 14 hits.
Oh, the one. Okay. So damn. 1 damage. You bastard. Oh, +1. 2. Fine. 2 damage.
Okay.
All right. Now the bite at +3, the peck. That's a 19 + 3.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay, and let's see. That's 1d10. Oh, that's so happy. As long as I can roll halfway decent, that's so happy. 6 + 1, 7.
Yeah, you claw, and then the beak comes in and just sprays blood everywhere, and this guy drops dead.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Can I plant him in the fire? This seems to be an ongoing theme.
Yeah. We'll let you plant him in the fire. Yeah.
I will whirl around to the guy who dropped the old guy and go, the bird god demands blood.
Okay. All right. Who's next?
Felix is gonna take a swing at one of the guys that's nearest him. Oh no, the guy that just missed him last turn
Okay. Yeah. All right.
for 15
15's a hit. Yep.
for 9 damage.
Oof. This guy seems a little bit hardier than the others.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Karn Stone. There's 2 guys on you.
Picks one at random.
Okay.
He looks over at Igor laying on the ground, looks at this guy, says, "No quarter," and rolls an 11. Oh, +2, 13.
That's a hit.
Oh yeah, and a 1 +2, 3.
Is that with the friar?
Yeah, that's +1 for
Okay.
strength, +1 for the friar. I rolled a 1 to damage.
Okay.
Oh, well.
That guy's still up. Barely. Hanging on.
Basil's going to he brings his fist up to his chest and pounds it, and then he turns invisible
Ooh.
are you kidding me? 1 round.
Oh man.
Okay.
But he's gonna go around the other, run around the guy that's on him
Yep.
and punch him in the back of the head
Okay.
with a nat 1.
Oh, God.
Does he
Oh, my.
know that it happened?
That's brutal.
Give me a D100 roll. Oof.
65, which means that's something.
Yeah, you go to hit him, you're a bit confused, you swing, but it's kind of wild. You were distracted by this, friggin' bird in the corner of your eye.
Yeah.
Luckily, nobody else was within 5 feet, because then you'd have to roll to see if you hit them. But they were not close enough to be hit.
Well, that's a relief.
Yes, so yeah, you are invisible. Okay, so they can't attack you. So it is their go. There are 2 guys on Karn Stone. 16, that's a miss, and a 7, that is a miss. So they are just trying to banging against your armor. There's 2 guys on Felix. The first guy who you hurt is coming after you with a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
That is max damage. Oh shit, that is 12 points of damage.
Holy fuck. Well, Felix is down.
Felix drops as this guy with this sword that's dripping with some kind of black ichor stabs him, and Felix hits the ground. How far below 0 are you? -3. Okay, we will need to resolve that -3. Well, the other guy obviously isn't going to hit you because you dropped, and Basil isn't there. He's going to attack a bird with a 4, and he misses. And the other guy is going to attack a bird with a 9, and he misses, I believe. So there's 2 guys on the
Yep.
bird.
Bird's got 11 AC. How the hell can, never mind. I'm not arguing.
Go. Just
Yeah,
go.
these guys don't have a bonus. And the other guy who dropped Igor runs over to Karn because he, is talking shit.
Talking Cuthbert.
And goes to attack him with an 18 and no, 19. No, not a 19. 17 that still misses. So as he swings, he speaks some kind of weird incantation. And his sword, as he swings, you can feel like a cold breeze like come across you, like a cold breeze like coming out of, on a winter day.
So focus fire on him. Got it.
Yeah. So, Felix, give me a D12 roll.
Yep. 4.
So he stabbed you. All right, roll. It's not that. Roll a D6.
3.
Okay, that makes sense. Felix has dropped. He's been stabbed. I think that's everybody. The fight continues. Initiative, and I rolled a 3, so that's not a gimme.
So I guess I need to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 1.
No.
Plus
1.
is 2. Do you
Oh,
have
well, wait a minute. Does the bless give us a
No, it's just attack
No.
and damage. Is the initiative worth it to use your hustle point to roll again, or you don't care?
I don't think it's life or death.
Okay. All right. Says the man with a 20 to hit.
Poor bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 guys are on the
Yep.
bird. They will attack the bird with a 19. So that is 2 damage and 1. So 3 damage. They're hacking away. It's like, oh man, we're gonna eat good
Hold on.
tonight.
Say that again.
3 total.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
We're gonna eat good tonight. The one guy runs over to Karn, attacks him with a 17 and misses. You feel that cold breeze, and then 2 more attacks on Karn with a 19. I don't get a plus with this guy, so he misses, and a 9 miss. So no nat 20s. They're just fighting, whacking off your shield, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe that. Oh, wait a second. The guy,
Basil would be
he would appear. Yep.
the invisibility would run out.
The guy who dropped Felix, yeah, he will attack. The bird is definitely a problem. So he's going to attack the bird with a 5, and he misses. So,
Bird is, besides the bandits, the bird is the lowest AC thing on the field, and they can't get it. Never mind. Not complaining.
It's too distracting, clearly.
I mean, yeah, they're just, wow. So here we go. So they've all attacked.
All right.
All right. The guy who dropped Felix is obviously a massive ass problem. He gets my full attention. So, Claw. Ooh, I do not like him at all. A 15 and a 19.
No, those are both hits.
Mediocre damage. 4 total.
Okay,
Yep.
he's still up.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Time to roll the bite and hope that it actually does something significant. 14 hit?
Yep.
Okay. Thank God, because he is a real bastard. Okay. 6 plus 1, I assume, which carries over and burns a 7.
He dies. He is dead. All right. Describe how he dies.
So the claw nails his feet to the floor, and then I scream, "The bird god feasts on your eyes," and plunge my beak into his eye and swallow it.
Okay.
Damn, meat was back on the menu.
Okay. That was the bird. Who's up next?
Karn is going to go after the guy with the cold sword, and that is a 19. Yeah, boys.
That's a hit.
Yeah, +2. All right, 6 plus 2, 8 points.
You tell me how he dies.
I just run him straight through the heart, pull it out,
Okay.
look back at the guy who I said no quarter to before, and just tell him, back to you.
Yeah, you look for him and you realize he's dead. All right, Basil Bessex.
That was a nat 20.
Whoa!
And
So, okay.
yeah, it dealt 8 plus max damage.
Yeah, so who are you going after? There's 2 bandits on Karn and 2 on the bird.
There wasn't one on me.
Yeah, they left. You weren't there, so they kind of.
I'd go to the one on the bird. Karn looks like he can hold his own.
Yeah, that's dead.
Yeah, so I run over and just similar scenario. So impale him with my fists.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, actually, that would be a hit. So, Basil, as your fight, you pale this dude, you look, and in his clerical robes, running with a piece of like wood he has taken from the forest, he 2 hands runs up and hits this bandit right in the back. For the common folk, you thieves! and he
This the
clubs him for
friar?
2 damage. Yes,
And
Oh yeah, this was the friar that joined us. Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Not the abbot.
correct.
It's like, oh man, Karn's wisdom already got to him.
So let's see. There's one bandit on the bird. Yeah, nat 20.
oh,
So that's going to be 6 damage. No, 8 damage.
Okay.
8 damage. And I roll a D100. 76. What's your armor class?
11.
Okay, it is now 10.
ouch.
2 on Karn, so I got to roll nat 20. 12. Let's see if I can roll another one tonight. Nope, miss. They're just fighting, and they see everyone dropping, and it's just like, we're not getting out of here alive. Let us just keep fighting. Initiative roll. I rolled a 3.
You're back to the top.
Yeah.
I can roll. That's a 6.
Okay. You guys are up. There are 3 bandits left.
Oh, let's end them now.
Yeah, Basil's just gonna go. That's a 18
Yeah. the hit.
and 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah. So the friar had clubbed in the knee, he kind of falls forward, and you just clock this dude. And you look up at the friar, and he's like leaning against his staff, like he's sucking wind from running across this field, relieved.
The 8-foot-tall ostrich-like thing looks over at the friar and, the bird god demands that you heal my downed friend, and sort of gestures at Felix over there. And then I'll attack the last one who's attacking me. Okay, I got I presume an 11 is a miss.
Yeah, 11 is a miss. Yep.
Okay, the other is a 17, which, max damage, but that's only 4 for the claw.
Yeah, dead.
Oh, can I shift my aim to the last bastard?
Yeah. So yeah. There's one guy left. So you killed one fighting car, and there's another one fighting car. And they're right there.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And 9 damage.
Dead. The bird takes out the remaining bandit. Dead.
And the bird gives off a raucous scream that echoes through the forest.
Is it like a rooster or a chicken, or is it some other type of bird?
It's a flightless, so it's like an ostrich or an emu, but it's 8 freaking feet tall.
Yeah. I was just hoping that it was like just a giant rooster.
Nope, sorry.
So yeah, the let's see.
And then, of course, it turns back into Orion, and Orion looks over at Friar. Seriously, Felix needs some help.
Well, there's only so much I can do. I don't have any sort of healing magic right now.
Karn runs over to Felix and lays hands on him.
Okay.
And I think I've got
We also need to stabilize the old guy.
4 points to go into him, and then I go over and check the old guy.
All right, Felix, you come to. You have 1 hit point. You have 7 days of blood loss. Your maximum HP is reduced by 1 for every hit die you possess during those 7 days. So yeah, you're in rough shape.
Is Igor too far gone?
So the question would be, okay, so technically he is not a first level character. So technically he should get some sort of save. I shouldn't say save. He should get some kind of chance he could survive. So 8 plus his damage 9. Let me roll. So he looks like he has taken a head wound. And yeah, if you give him a point, he will come to.
Karn gives him a point.
Yeah, he is again, that's -4 to everything because it's the first day. And he just he looks at you. He's like, did we get him? Karn,
We got him. They're dead and gone.
bless the one true God. So yeah, there are all sorts of bodies dead or burning here in the camp. There are 2 carts, 4 horses, probably like 1 tent because the other 2 are at least 2 have burned. There are some barrels of looks like beer or ale, of course, crates of apples and other supplies that Igor will tell you is his stuff.
So there was
Okay.
1 cart and 2 horses?
There are 2 carts and 4 horses.
Okay. And how many of the horses and carts were his?
Yeah, he identifies one of the cart, and a couple of horses are his.
Yeah, just let us know what's left over here. And was that poison sword a spell, or was it the sword, or was it a poison?
It looks like it was some sort of sword that has some poison effect.
Crazy.
Ooh. Okay, that's useful. Assuming it's not, cursed or, evil only or whatever. We'll have to get that checked out.
Right.
And it looks like we got 2 horses left over. What other loot is left over after Igor claims his?
Everybody roll me a D100.
Alrighty.
20.
95.
19.
93.
23.
Okay, so you guys end up with 128 gold pieces, 19 silver, and 93 copper. You have a horse, 2 horses, a cart, some various supplies that Igor will say are not his, like equipment, like some shovels and picks, and there's some clothing. And you start to fiddle through the clothing. You start to look up, and one thing strikes your, like, stands out. You pull out a shirt with like some big collars on it, and it's sort of like sparkles, or I wouldn't say sparkles. It reminds you of Zophan's pants, as it kind of reflects the light in a prismatic way. And that is a good
Okay.
place to stop right there.
2 magic items and some supplies. 128 gold, 19 silver, and 93 copper.
Technically 3 magic items.
So
Oh.
32 gold each.
It is.
Technically 3. What was the third?
There is one that has a heating effect that is technically a magic item. The guy had it it was a scimitar. He had it in the fire, and he went to use it, but he got massacred.
Okay. So, but we'll have to have those IDs before.
Right. Yeah. It's evening. The friar says he can give these thieves, these bandits, their last rites and push them into the fire, and send them on to the one true God to be judged. And they're maybe rest here this evening and then move out in the morning.
Yeah. You hear Sato voice behind that. The bird god loves cooked pork.
Just imagine how hard Zophan will be to hit when he has both pants and a shirt that match.
Gotta see what it does.
So Dustin used his locate object, I believe, to find a matching shirt.
It did, yeah.
That's where it was. So it was this camp. So once Zophan went down, I was like, well, really can't do that. The whole encounter with the younger man. So I made a set of like random encounters on the road that are not combat.
Gotcha.
So I rolled that, and it was like travelers leaving the next closest town. I was like, well, it could be these guys, these 2. That would make sense. Yeah, I'll just throw them in there, see what happens.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was the sort of the encounter that was planned for after the Gloam. But yeah, and there were 21 bandits. You took care of them.
Holy
There's
shit.
a lot of bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got-
most of them were scrubs, but those dice were eating us alive a couple of times.
Yeah, that was a lot closer than it was going to end up being. When more of them started pouring out of the tents, that's when I got worried.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys can rest here, and then the next day you'll head out. Igor, badly injured, will take you probably to his farm.
Do we get the usual 1d3 for resting?
If your characters are definitely going to rest, if you believe they would get a decent rest here after a battle with bodies being burned,
I was gonna say, we may want to move away from this camp a little bit, because if nothing else, what if there are others out there that come back and find us here sleeping with their dead friends' carcasses all around?
Yeah, well, that's true. We can just step off in the woods a bit.
yeah,
What better option than to just sleep under the dead body?
Oh,
because all the stuff and the supplies and stuff you could just pack up and leave.
we got cart there.
Yeah,
Put them and Felix and Igor in the cart.
yeah, it was getting kind of dicey there at the end.
Well, thanks for running, Pete.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing.
Continuing with this, or are we cutting back to the city?
I'll have to think about it, because we might want to cut back to the city just because give these guys a chance to rest. All right, take care, everyone. Thanks for playing.
Y'all have a good night.
All right.
Ho, he, ho, let's go.
Here's to swimming with golden Here's to swimming with bow-legged women.
Set the sails, let's go.